So what you see currently is the bottom floor of the old windmill. As you can see, here is Seth facing off against one rather unpleasant hag. We have inside, right here, we have Octavius and Trip faced off against another. Up here, because they just kind of came out of a upstairs window here, is Irina with the two kids. And down the hill to the south is where we find Douglas, a child, and Morgantha. Okay, well, the first thing we're going to do is we are going to run down the hill to Dougie, because Doug is first up on our initiative order. Alright, so here you are, Douglas. Let me bring this volume of this down just a little. Okay. So yes, here is Morgantha. She is night hagging her way down the hill towards you. You have a good round to act. You just sent the little kitty running away from you. You have your bow ready. And, of course, we forget Whiskey, your mastiff, is kind of up here, flanking and running aside with his tongue hanging out, alongside Morgantha. So there we go. What do you wish to do first, Doug? You have... there's a good round between you and Morgantha being able to reach you. Oh, stay put, woman. Let's see. Yeah, there's 25 feet, so there's a full movement between you and her. You have thus far loosed a couple of arrows at her and plugged her a couple of times, and you do also have Hunter's Mark enabled on her.
Okay.
What's your game plan?
I want to dash away all.
In what direction do you want to dash?
I am going to go...
this is a hill, incidentally, kind of going up away from you.
Yes. I am going to go at an angle to the left of her. So I'm keeping Whiskey on the other side of us, basically.
So you want to kind of dash kind of this way?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know where the tower is in relation to where we are right now.
Right up the hill here.
Straight ahead. Okay, yeah, I'm going to kind of go around her a bit so I'm staying out of her grasp. Not too far away, but to put me off track. But
okay. What is your movement?
30 feet.
Okay, so you have a move of 30 and you're going to run that way? Okay. I'm going to just kind of manipulate this map to kind of keep you in line with where you would be. So, if you're moving 30 feet, then you are looking at... Second here. Okay. Why is it doing that? Stop being foolish. Roll 20. Okay. So, yeah, so that's going to get you, if you're going in that direction, kind of 60 feet up the hill, but kind of heading northeast.
Yeah, I want to kind of like...
No, northwest, sorry.
I want to veer around her, so I don't want to go too far out, but not allow her to reach me, basically.
Right, then what I'm going to do is just to make this work and make life easy for everybody concerned. I'm just going to manipulate the map a little bit. And now it is the hillside. Okay, so because of where you were, and you're kind of running, you know, she's here, you're here, and you're kind of running up this way, right? Okay. What is Whiskey doing?
I'm going to whistle at him as I'm doing it, and then when I get his attention, I'm going to yell, Trip! Find Trip! And have him turn tail and run towards Trip.
Can Whiskey do that? Is Whiskey that smart?
I mean, my dog can, so I would assume
She can find. He knows Trip. Okay.
if I could say go find Daddy, then I think
And
she would.
okay.
Whiskey would know to go find Trip.
um,
have
Spend more
they
time
have
with
that
animals
rapport.
back in the day too.
Yep.
Yeah, they have a rapport.
that's cool. We'll accept that. Okay, so he's going to run off back up to find Trip. Okay,
Yes.
so basically, however, as you're running that way, she is going to cut across to kind of intercept you. So you're both kind of like going at a point, because she also has the ability to dash 60 feet. So she is going to kind of run, as you run that way, she is going to continue to run towards you.
Okay.
And we'll go ahead and move. We won't worry about moving her yet because it's not her turn. What we will do instead is nip back over to the windmill and go to what's happening here. Okay, so next up, Octavius Hexalante.
Hey. Yes.
You're up. Okay, so yeah, you gave her a stab, she spun around, hissed at you, and then you like waved your rapier in front of her face and told her you'd warned her.
I did.
And that's where we're at. Okay, what do you want to do?
That's exactly what I did. So because she has now slighted me after I gave her a warning, now Octavius is he's a little extra mad. So he is going to use a skill. I think this might be the first time I've used it, which is pretty cool. Let me see if I can find it here.
Your skills fell off.
Nope, they're right here. So I'm going to use which is a reaction.
Okay.
So basically it doesn't cost any of my movement or attack, and it is the Blood Curse of Exposure.
Alrighty. So yes, when a creature you see within 30 feet of you takes damage from an attack or spell, which she just did. I just saw someone get. Yeah, I would have used it on that last turn, but we stopped the episode. So No, that's right. So use reaction to remove any damage resistances dealt by the triggering attack spell, including the triggering effect. This lasts until the end of the target's next turn. So basically, you did, if I'm understanding this correctly, you did piercing damage.
correct.
Which means that you are removing until the end of her next turn. You are removing protection from piercing damage, right?
Yes, I believe that's the case.
Yep. That's how I understand that.
Me too.
And there is an ability to amplify it so that the target loses any damage immunities dealt by the trigger attack or spell instead.
Yeah, but I could tell that I hit her, so I don't need to amplify for any reason.
There you go. As I was going to say,
Yeah.
that makes perfect sense. Okay, so temporarily,
Yes.
Ophelia does not have resistance to piercing.
Yes.
Okay, good deal. All right.
So then I am going to, I think just with my rapier interface, draw this little character in front of her that kind of, and then put my sword to my chest as it starts to glow a little bit more, and then I'm going to rear back and swing at her.
Okay, let her have it.
All right, Octavius, let's go, bud. Type. Ooh.
That will hit for
Nice.
10 points of piercing damage. Do you have any extra
I
steam
do. I
added
have
to that?
my crimson right,
Yeah.
which is a 1d4 radiant damage.
Exactly right. So throw that as well. All right, 12 points. She seems somewhat surprised when you lunge forward and pierce her with your rapier. And she kind of initially, very nonchalantly, didn't really try to duck away from it or whatever, because this sort of thing doesn't hurt her. But you saw her kind of like go, ah! and hiss at you as she kind of looks down and sees just the faintest trickle of black ichorish blood dripping down the side of her tunic.
And I'm going to use a little bit of my movement just to position myself more in front of my brother here.
Okay.
Just
So
to kind of...
the younger brother's going to defend the older brother.
Yep. And I want to say something to my brother, but I want to run it by you first. I want to do a history check, or maybe you could just tell me if I know that certain... So I know my brother has a certain weapon on him, and I want to know if I know that it would
Okay,
be
so
better to use.
now you have seen them transform into what they truly are.
Yep.
I would totally allow you a history roll to see what you know about night hags.
Okay, yeah, this would definitely be in my wheelhouse of like what I would have read in my books and studied. So here we go. 10.
10. Okay. So you're going to know some basics.
Okay.
So I'll leave the best to last.
Okay.
So night hags. Well, you know that they are naturally magical creatures or unnaturally magical creatures, and therefore normal weapons and stuff doesn't tend to hurt them very well. They're also uncannily resistant to spells and magical effects. They have the ability, although you're not entirely sure how they do it, but you know that they have the ability to teleport from one place to another, which is how that one got behind Seth.
Yes, that's right. Okay.
Other than that, they're hags. They have spells. There is one thing, though, that as you rolled 10, I will tell you.
Okay.
One of the worst things about hags that you recall is covens. When they operate as a coven, their powers are magnified tenfold. It takes 3 hags to create a coven, but they must be close to each other to gain the powers of a coven. Knowing this, you are somewhat relieved to know that Morgantha was drugged down the hill, away from everybody. The sad part is, only you are aware of this fact.
Okay.
So, there we go.
Shit.
Yeah, it's enough for you to know this much. Looking at your family, knowing your family's history, knowing your ability to fight such things, knowing Seth's grit, knowing your father's audacity, knowing Trip's versatility, knowing your younger sister's magical powers, you feel you have a fighting chance against a hag, maybe 2 hags. But if the coven is formed, you know enough to know you would have no chance at all of surviving these beasts.
Okay.
Okay.
Just so really quick, just as I got in front of my brother, I would turn just since this is all I can remember is brother, use your sword. She's weakened to it. And I'll stare back at her again just to give him yeah. And then I just say, we need to take this one down quickly. And get ready.
Okay. Alrighty. Around the other side of the windmill, Irina Kalyana, you hear her say, "Children, get down the hill as quickly as possible. Now, go! Shoo, shoo!" And she sends the 2 kids kind of running away. And then, drawing her long sword, she is going to charge around the side here to engage against Bella, along with Seth. All right, Gemma, you are up. You're kind of hovering in the doorway right here. The last thing you did was you hurled magic missiles through the doorway that struck Ophelia in the back. What
Can
would
you
Gemma
remind
like
me? Can you remind me if when I hit with those magic missiles, if it looked like she was hurt?
Oh, absolutely. It definitely looked like it hurt her.
Okay. Great.
Yeah, there's no
And I know
saving
they're-
throw against
yeah.
magic missiles, so they pretty
Okay.
much hurt her to some degree for sure.
Now that I also see their true form, do I also understand what these creatures are?
Do you have a history roll? Can you
I
make
am
a history
checking
roll?
on that right now. I do. I have proficiency in history.
Okay, if you are proficient in history, then yes, please roll. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Um,
18.
so I'm going to go as far as to say you know everything that has already been told. But you are also aware that they also possess the ability to kind of, dare I say, travel to and from the ethereal plane. And they have the ability to reach out from the ethereal plane to do unpleasant things to people in their sleep as well. But you also would know that while they individually are formidable, if the coven is formed, they become a force to be feared. I wouldn't even say reckoned with, because there's not really much reckoning against them if they all get together.
Okay, and I think I'm currently unaware that there's a third one coming. I can't remember that part.
I don't think so. Was you? No, because only a couple of people saw Morgantha coming.
Yeah.
And that's the reason. Doug was one of them, so that was the reason. Initially, Doug ran down the hill to try to intercept and give her some cockamamie bull story about what was going on. But that's when it kind of all went pear-shaped and she turned into a hag and clawed Doug. And then he basically leapt on the cart, rode it down the hill, and she, knowing that her little stolen child was in the cart, went tearing down the hill after them. So I don't think you are aware that there's a third one.
Okay.
Seth is. And Doug is.
Got it. All right, I'm going to focus on the one that my brothers are attacking with another magic missile, since it worked so well last time.
Okay.
So I will direct it at her. Let me go ahead and get that spell. There we go. Oh my god.
Oh, last time was only 9. That was a pretty abysmal one as well.
How about that?
So, all right.
All right, there we go.
You blast her in the back. One of the things I will say you have noticed since you've been in Barovia, the longer you've been here, the glowing balls of magic that you've been throwing before have started to get a little kind of more darky and wispy, and they're leaving like a little black, misty vapor trail on the ends of them.
I will take note of that for later. Okay, thanks.
It's purely a cosmetic thing, but the way that they're working seems a little different.
Okay.
Alrighty. Seth.
Oh, Irina, you messed up what I was gonna do. I don't know if I'm still gonna do it. I heard Octavius behind me say we need to take this one down. I know that my little nephews are in danger, but now that Irina has run into frame, do I leave her to this one in front of me by turning and taking a hit, possibly? No, I'm going to punch the one in front of me, use a moxie point.
Okay.
So the old 1-2, so I can get, I'll get 3 hits off total, 3 punches, unfortunately. Damn you, Irina.
Left, right, left.
Yeah, pretty much that's what I'm doing. Lefts, right, lefts. Oh, okay.
All right, you swing at her, and she kind of like, with an evil grin, ducks the first blow. However, as she ducks it, she walks straight into the uppercut of your second hand, doing bludgeoning damage.
Yeah.
And then, unfortunately, as you swing again, she manages to bob and weave away from your third punch as well. For an old, unarmored hag, they are incredibly athletic.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I've already encountered that pact before. So.
All right. Hags will pop across here to down the hill. So as I said, you're running that way. She is kind of running this way to intercept you. She is going to dash to keep up with you, so she doesn't actually get to attack you this turn, but you are aware that you are on a collision course with her. There's probably no way you can circumnavigate her just by outmaneuvering her. She, despite her old, decrepit age and form, seems as sprightly on her feet as you are, unfortunately. But you dashed and she dashed, so that's pretty much all that's happening there.
Gotcha.
Now, back inside the old windmill. Okay. So, Ophelia, the one that has received stabbings and fire breathings, and magic missiles, 2 rounds of, she is going to utilize one of her little abilities. And she is going to point her gnarly finger at the little fellow in front of her. And as she kind of like points her finger, she says, "You might be strong for one so small, but now you'll have no strength at all." And a blast of horrible kind of like black twisted tendrils kind of flying out of her finger. You, my friend, are going to need to make a Constitution saving throw, or be affected by this wicked spell.
Okay, con saving throw.
Yep.
You got this.
Okay. Ooh.
Booyah!
Nice.
Yes.
Okay, as the magic kind of hits you, you suddenly feel like the fatigue and the weight of the world like hit your body. Like you can almost feel the very strength start to be sucked from your very form. However, you kind of grit your teeth and grimace down and like, ah! And the magic kind of like just dissipates upon your chest. And upon seeing that and realizing that her spell failed, she lets out a loud, "Ah, curse you!" Outside, we have Bella. And she is going to take her big, gnarly claw as she says to Seth, "Oh, we like hitting old ladies, do we? Well, I can hit back too!" And she rears back a hand and swipes towards you.
Bring it, bitch. Yeah, she brought it. That is.
Consider it brung! As she hits you with the force, probably as hard a punch or blow from a hand as you have ever felt in your life. Like, your bell is officially rung, and you can kind of remember back to some of those fist fights in the old bars back in Arconis. Like, it almost felt like somebody just snuck up behind you and busted a chair right across the back of your shoulder and head. It hit so damn hard. 17 points of physical.
I mean, it's reduced, but
yeah,
still, ouch.
Yeah, obviously you're gonna shrug some of that because you're toughened and enforced against it. Okay, Trip. That's the hags this turn. Trip, what you got?
Ooh, okay. So he said use your sword to me, and I'm like, I thought I was using my sword. Does he mean this sword? And I'm gonna just kind of fumble around. And I'm gonna grab at a different sword and swing that one instead. I have a long sword and a silver sword. I'm gonna flip a coin.
That's your turn.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm grabbing my silver sword, I guess, and swinging that.
Okay.
And Gore, when does the round? This is important for me. When does the round renew?
The round renews after everybody has
Yes, gone. I get it. I know,
Yep.
but what I'm saying is, I guess my question is who starts the round?
Douglas starts the round.
Douglas starts round. Okay, cool.
So at Douglas's turn, or when Douglas has his next action, that is the start of the next round.
Got it.
Now, don't forget, your ability affects the hag until the end of her
Turn, which already happened.
Yeah. So
Right, but I'm saying I don't think with this I can keep using it just as long as I use it as my reaction.
don't think it has a number of charges, does it?
It doesn't. No, this one doesn't. Which is why I want to know when I'm able to.
The only
repop it again.
criteria is, I think, is there a timer on? Let's see. Hang on.
The only one is the first that my Crimson Right. That's where I pop it to make my sword
Yep.
radiant
no,
damage.
what I was looking for is it doesn't specify that it has to have taken damage in any particular turn. It just says when a creature you see within 30 feet of you takes damage from an attack, you can use this as a reaction. So as long as she receives damage before you use that spell this turn,
Yeah.
then you can use it again. If she doesn't get hit or take any damage, but she's already taken damage from the magic missile, so you'll be
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. That's why I just want to make sure that's the right way to play it.
Yep. Trip. What you
Cool.
got?
This. So nothing.
Oh.
So not a lot then.
Yep.
Oh,
He's
And,
like,
yeah, nobody's been hit or anything that I can really see. I can't really see through the door. I mean, I see Seth.
yeah,
a
you can
little
probably
bit.
see Seth's shoulder. I mean, and he periodically, because again, they're not standing there exchanging blows. They're ducking and diving and
Yeah,
moving
yeah.
around each other. So
Did I see him get hit by the truck?
you probably, if nothing else, you probably saw him reel back
Okay.
and like probably heard a loud thump and a ugh.
He's probably in his regular bouting phase, so I'm gonna hold on that then.
Okay. Trip. That's all you're gonna do?
Yeah, yeah, that's me.
Alrighty. Okay. Then we start a new round. All right, Doug, you're up.
Yeah, so I'm gonna continue dashing past her.
Alrighty. So you're gonna kind of dash up here. All right. What's Whiskey doing?
And he's still hunting for Trip.
Okay. Yep. So he's what's his movement?
Ooh, great question.
Probably more than 30, huh?
40 feet.
Okay. So he's dashing 80 and 80, so that's 160. Okay.
Okay.
Back inside we go. All right. Octavius.
Yes.
You're up, my
So
friend.
again, I'm going to make the little sigil in front of her again, hold to my chest, and I'm going to really just lay in her after calling me small and weak and not strong. That really pissed me off. So I'm going to come at her again with the same thing.
Okay, good solid blow for 12.
Plus
Plus your D4.
my radiant. Nice.
So 15 points. Okay. She looks bloodied, for sure. Out of the three, she is clearly, slowly but surely being whittled down.
Let's go.
Okay. Irina. Okay, she is going to kind of maneuver herself into position and lunge forward, yelling some profound insults at this ugly hag. Unfortunately, she's going to miss the target.
Oh.
True to Irina form. Supporting character class, not so great. Gemma, you're up.
All right, I'm disappointed by how little my magic missiles are doing, so I'm gonna actually cast it at second level using my final second level slot. So that's a 44 plus 4. So I slam 4 purple, I guess blackish now magic.
They're probably
missiles
still got a purple tinge
back.
to them, but they're definitely kind of
Yeah.
darker. And they have, like, as I said, a little black wisp of train, kind of like a little black mist train that trails behind them. There we go. That was a bit better.
Something.
14.
Okay.
Same target?
Same target. I'm trying to.
Okay.
She looks bloodied. I'm trying to take her out.
Nice.
Okay. All right. Seth. Yeah, what do you want to do? You're kind of definitely... Now, at this point, from where you're standing, you can probably, out of your peripheral vision, down the hill, because they're getting closer now, you can see kind of like... You can see Whiskey bounding up the hill towards you. And then kind of further away, but to the west, you can see kind of like Douglas trying to skirt around, but you can see the hag is like bearing down on him with her claws raised. So it looks unlikely that Douglas is going to get to the windmill before the hag gets to Douglas. But you can see that in the peripheral. So, Jane dropped for a
Sorry.
second. That's all right.
Sorry.
Let me just rearrange people real quick. Where's Snugs?
How dare
There we go.
you,
That was
Jane.
easy. No, it wasn't. There we go. Now we're good. Okay, so what do you want to do,
So
Sethy boy?
I am banking on the fact that Arena missed her attack, and I saw it plainly in front of me.
Mhm.
That this hag is going to still be focused on me, and I can still take some licks. So I'm actually going to gamble, turn around, and approach the one, obviously risking an attack from behind as I turn.
Yep, you will get an attack of opportunity.
I will take it.
She slashes out with her talons. But fortunately for you,
Nice.
she was too
Yay.
slow on the uptake.
Nice.
And
Oh.
you managed to... Your speed at bolting forward, she kind of reaches and tries to claw, but her claws are just an inch too short from catching you down the back.
And I am going to take this opportunity to move to Ophelia. Is that her name? The blue one within the
Ophelia,
windmill?
yes, the one that is had
Spend
somewhat of an ass whooping so far.
my second of 3 Moxie points, and I'm going to just wail at her backside, which doesn't... It's not what I
Hell
meant it to sound
yeah.
like.
Hell yeah!
So
The
what
old-
I'm-
Old lady butt.
Get in there.
Punch her in the ass.
smacking that ass.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
You are, too.
Oh, you're really good at smacking that ass.
Well, I have experience in bars and taverns, right?
All right. She doesn't get
I don't know why
the
that's-
she doesn't get a
Huh.
counter dex bonus against that because it's attack from
Interesting.
behind. So all 3 will actually hit.
Yes!
So just like, what?
So I'm seeing 26 points of ass punching.
Wow.
Half of that.
Ass blasted.
Okay. Yeah, you suddenly run in there and just start wailing on her. She'll kind of like, with the sheer force of the blows, she'll kind of like stumble forward into the room a little bit, leaving you kind of in the doorway. It is their turn.
What the
Bouncing! 59 months. Take your pants off, bud.
Good
Not even
timing.
here. How did
Good
he
timing,
do
Brian.
that?
He's like,
He could feel it.
he's in the penalty box, and he's like, well, I guess I can watch how we roll for a few
He's
minutes.
been benched.
Yeah.
He's benched.
I'm in here for 2 minutes for slashing, so let's see what they're doing.
He's been benched. He's
That
just sitting on his
sounds
phone.
about
This is good fun. Dude.
We call
Okay.
it hockey jail.
Hockey jail, yeah.
Thank you,
Jail.
That's what
Thank you,
Ollie calls it.
Flanzy.
Hockey
Of
jail.
course it is.
Yeah, did you go to hockey jail?
Yeah, son.
Literally
8
what he
times.
asked.
They call me the goon.
Slashing butts.
Slashing butts.
Slashing butts. That's
High sticking, perhaps?
it. Okay.
Oh, yes,
Ooh.
yes.
So
Slashing butts give me a high stick, you know what I mean?
Ophelia is going to use one of her abilities, and she goes, as she stumbles forward, She is going to poof and disappear from view.
What? That's cheating.
No.
Hey, yeah, her ass beat. She ain't sticking around for more ass whoopings. That is her
Do we
ability.
hear a repoof?
It doesn't actually sound. It doesn't actually go.
Do we hear clattering or desk, footsteps?
There's no reaction to this or anything.
No, she
she's
pooped.
gone.
It is so basically it's her turn, right? So as an ability, he can basically do like a Misty Step type deal and just go, whoom, and bug out of there. So unless anybody has a reaction that they could utilize in reaction to that sort of ability,
No, cutting words wouldn't do anything.
I spend a moxie point to unpoof her. No, that doesn't.
okay, yep. Basically, she steps into the ethereal plane to get her ass out of there.
It doesn't get an attack of opportunity when you
No.
poof?
No, because she doesn't move out of 30
Yeah.
foot. She just
I
disappears.
just thought I'd try.
It's like
Sorry.
a misty step, basically.
Yeah,
I know, I
You're
know, I just
disappearing
thought
onto
I'd
the ethereal
try.
plane, so
Yeah.
it just kind of happens. She goes transparent and vanishes. Okay. Outside, however. Now this is where I have to think. First of all, I have to think like an evil old hag, and then I also have to think about fair and practicalities, right? I think the most logical thing for her to do right now. Irina hasn't hit her, but she is aware that there is somebody there wailing on her with a sword. Yeah, I think she is gonna turn around.
Yep.
And she is going to try to use, because I think if it wasn't for Irina, she would have done this to Seth, but I think she's gonna claw Irina.
Yes, that isn't that smart. This is banking on.
Yup. And she is going to hit Irina with her claw for 10 points of damage. You'll hear Irina behind you suddenly go, "Ah!" as you kind of like hear a loud whoosh and a thump. Okay, down the hill.
Damn, Seth, you blasted her ass to the ethereal plane.
And I'm just going to kind of reset you guys. That way I can just use this.
So good. Gotta remember that one, Shagget, in case you need it.
Okay, so yeah, she is bearing right down on you. Because again, she was ahead of you and you're both kind of moving like this, so you're getting a lot closer to the windmill. The windmill is probably only 100 feet from you now. But it's pretty clear that one way or another, you're going to have to deal with her. I mean, I'm not saying you can't just try to rush past her.
Right.
But she's definitely going to get to make some form of attack on you when she does. But not this turn, because she, again, had to use her movement. There's a way she could have covered that movement a lot faster, but she's saving that little gem. For obvious reasons. Okay. With that being said, back to the windmill we go once more. And it will be Trip who gets to act next.
That's a little concerning, as there's a mountain of a man in front of me, and I can't really do much. I'll try and sidestep to see around. I'll be able to see Irina then, and I guess I'm gonna have to heal her, because I don't know how many times she can get hit by a truck before dying. So I'll whisper my healing word to her, and hopefully that helps.
Okay, yep, because healing word is range, doesn't have to have a touch.
You just shouldn't die, because that's our job.
The job is to not let her die until she gets to Valaki.
And then she can die. It's fine.
Yeah, when she's no longer your responsibility, she can die.
Didn't roll the thing. It's 1d4 plus my spellcasting modifier, which is
Lost to Jane.
No!
Sorry, that's a 5. Okay, so
Oh.
1d4 plus 5.
Jane.
All right. He's back, maybe?
Maybe
Yeah.
so. Okay, so she
Okay,
can take
so
that.
you heal her for 8.
And then I'm just gonna look at Seth and be like,
Let me just fix cameras again real quick.
"There's another one over there if you want to poof that one as well."
I know. I was just tussling.
And then I'm gonna use my bonus action because I was watching him shred these people
go.
before. I'm gonna give my buddy Octavius a little pat and just be like, "Go run the other one to the ground."
That was my plan all along.
Yeah, you get an inspiration from me.
Ooh, inspiration.
Yeah.
How
Amazing.
long does that last?
Bardic inspiration.
I think it just holds. I don't.
And is
10
that
minutes.
a D? What is that?
10 minutes.
Added?
10 minutes.
10
The
minutes.
D6 to add to a roll before you know exactly what it
D6.
does. So
Okay.
if you roll something and it's not great, it might be better.
Okay, but I have to call it before I roll it.
Yeah, you have to call it. No, you can roll first, but before the result is declared.
Yes. I
Okay.
understand.
Yep.
That's right.
Because I'm assuming you're about to buzz through Seth's legs and stab
Absolutely. That's where I'm going next.
Lady Butt. Okay. Kids are moved. All right, Douglas.
Yes.
It's down to you. What
All right.
do you wish to do?
How far am I from everybody? Can I start to see anybody across the hill, or am I?
They're
still-
about 100 feet up the hill from where you guys are right now.
Okay.
So you can see the battle going on outside. You can see Irina fighting with one of the hags. And
Mhm.
you can also see Gemma kind of standing up there by the doorway. And you can probably see Seth's back in the doorway.
Okay.
But you can't see what's going on inside the windmill itself.
Gotcha. All right. I am going to kind of steel myself a little bit as I see her coming down, and I know I can't really get away from her. I am going to cast protection from evil on myself.
Oh, what a shame. She's just misunderstood. She's actually really nice.
Oh, is she? Well, then it works on good too, so it's fine.
No, well, it works on aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead.
Mhm.
Nice.
And she is one of those, I hope.
She's a hag. But, hags are fiends, just so you know.
Yes, thanks. I figured.
So it does
Okay.
Nice. Nice.
So it does work. So once I do that, I am going to keep running past her.
Okay. So you use that as your action and then 30-foot move.
Correct.
All right. Okay. So what that means is she has disadvantage on attack rolls against you. And you basically can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them either. So that's kind of cool. All right. So yeah, she's going to use her move. And she is going to claw you. But she will be doing so with disadvantage.
Great.
So we're going to roll this twice. Oh, we won't bother, because
Nice.
that would have been enough to miss. So
Nice.
she runs up alongside you and swipes at you. But you just feel somehow a form of... Just there's a level of radiance around you, and you can kind of feel her negativity being kind of repressed away from you.
I just go, whoa.
Okay. Octavius. Excellente. So
yeah.
you will actually... so earlier you were saying, about hearing her whatevers, blah, blah, blah. You're actually going to hear floorboards above you kind of start to creak.
Oh, I'm going up there. That's all I need to know. Oops, I wouldn't have moved that. I would have just. I'm just turning. I'm gonna give a quick little look to Trip and Seth, and just go. She lurks above. And I'm going to turn on my heel and start sprinting up the stairs.
Okay.
It's adorable.
Tiny little steps.
She's just gonna be there like.
It counts as dangerous terrain. He takes him to climb those steps.
Oh, really?
Hey!
give him a climb check.
Oh, no!
Athletics.
That's so,
So
mean.
Oh, no!
So
tiny little feet.
Did I just accidentally? I think I accidentally deleted her token when I ethereal.
Oh, good. So she's
Oh,
dead.
good. She's on then.
No, there she is. There she is.
Oh,
No.
Yay! Okay. All right. So you're heading up the stair. Sounds good to me. You, if you're not doing anything else, technically you can dash up the stairs if you wish.
Oh, I don't know how big these, like how tall it would be for me to get up there. Would I be able to get up there?
Yeah, I mean, you're not
on
so tiny that, I mean, that's not that
Yeah.
far, so I would say you could get to about here.
Okay.
So you will actually be on this map here. As you get to the, you kind of dash all the way up, like all the way up the stairs, and as you get there, you're able to see Ophelia about to start ascending the stairwell to the next level. Like, she's on her way to the top.
Okay. So,
But that is a dash, so you would have used all your...
I can't.
Well, it depends what you want
Can
to do. You don't have an action.
I don't?
Not if you dash, because to do dash, it uses your move, you double movement, but that takes your action.
I understand. Am I able to get even just to the top of the stairs and still be able to see her
You can...
without dashing?
No. You'd still need the... Well, actually, you know what? Let me check, because...
Okay, because it wasn't that
Pretty
far. That's
small.
that's gonna be.
That's really not the top there. Let me just measure
Yeah.
this out. I'm pretty sure, actually, if you would have gone from here... 18... Nope, I'm going to say you could get to here... You are to the top of the stairs.
Okay.
And that would have been your move. So you could choose to kind of stop here and do something
Yeah.
instead of continue to dash, if that's what you want to do.
Oh,
It is.
I'm so here for this, Matt.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So I'm going to get to the top of the stair and kneel down, flip my cloak back, and whip out my crossbow I have.
Okay.
And I'm going to again cast that sigil and just say
The sigil is a... whatchamacallit? It's a
Reaction.
so it doesn't...
Yep.
You can do that without a problem.
yeah, and so I'm going to almost sort of under my breath say good night.
Now remember, the
bitch.
the resistance is based off of the damage they took, right?
Which is piercing, right?
She took...
Didn't I see her get hit with piercing damage by the magic missile?
Magic missile is not piercing
It's-
damage.
it's-
Oh, it's not.
No.
Okay, so
It doesn't mean you can't still shoot her, but he wouldn't
I'm
have the same effect.
fuck it. I'm doing it anyways.
Just get a crit
Hey,
and make it
yeah,
a killable
you got
anyway.
it. You got inspiration on you too.
I know. Let's see what happens here. Come on,
Come on.
come
So
on,
you
baby.
got Bardic Inspiration. So
Okay.
you want to take that?
I think I'm gonna take it.
You can also add to the damage though, too, right? With
Can
your because
Can
you're
I?
cutting words, you're a
Can you?
special kind of bard, right? Because
You tell
regular
me,
bardic
Bard.
inspiration can't do that for damage rolls, but I think you.
No, we added a feature for magic users, so
Yeah,
that
it's,
magic
it's
users
Oh,
can use
okay.
it
optional for
spell
magic
damage.
users to
Okay.
allow magic
Because,
users
like-
to use it for like
Yeah, if you give
Got it,
inspiration to a mage,
It's kind of-
essentially they
shit.
can't do anything with it. So if you can use it to do more
Got it.
damage with the magic missile, it evens out.
Okay.
Well, still, that's cool.
But you are still okay. But yeah, you still kind of like shoot her, and the bolt kind of like ricochets into her, scratching across her back and smashing against the wall. And she kind of like glances at you, and you can almost see, just for a moment, a look of desperation and fear in her face, as she clearly wants to It's like she's thinking about this. I should have just gone. I should have just left. I shouldn't have come back. This was stupid. To hell with my sister. To hell with my mother. Okay. Irina. Outside. All right, so Irina is going to attack the hag once again. This time she will lunge forward and actually hit the mark with her longsword. Dealing as much as she pretty much can do. So,
Nice.
some damage to Bella. And then it falls down to young Gemma, the aspiring wizard. What you want to do, Gem?
Okay, I saw Octavius run away
Yeah,
upstairs.
Octavius
I heard
ran upstairs.
probably him yell and attack. Can I make it up there too?
You can get past
Like,
Seth
get
pretty
out
easy.
of the way, Seth.
And let's see
Get out
how
of the
far
way
that would
quickly,
be for you.
quickly. Thank you.
5, 15. You. How tall are you?
Let me see if I have it.
Are you above?
7 foot, 7'6".
I'm probably like regular 5'5" or something.
Okay, so you're not really that short. I'm gonna say that you'll get with your movement. You can get just to the top. You can see over the railing, and you can see her.
Oh my god, yes.
Yes.
I will use my magic missile spell. It'll be level 1. And I'm like,
It's
good
doable.
spotting her.
It's
Good
doable.
spotting her, Octavius.
Finish her, send her,
Um,
send her back to the night where she belongs.
Ah, yes. Okay.
Ah, yes.
Come on.
yes.
Ah, yes.
Ah.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
It only counted the big
Ooh.
ones.
Okay, that's a little
Okay.
better. Okay.
Ah.
Your black, wispy, tendrilled balls of purpleness hurtle through the air as she attempts to flee up the stairs. As her foot lands on the second step, the first of the balls kind of hit her. She stumbles forward as the rest of the barrage then just goes into the back of her. She stumbles forward, drops down on her hands, and for a moment begins to kind of like try to push herself up. And then she just
losing.
collapses flat to the floor.
Yes.
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 And she
Nailed
is
it.
no longer seeming to move.
We did it. Okay, we can retire. We can rest and go home. And...
Well, one's down.
I hold out a fist pump to Octavius.
Oh, I dap her up right away.
Okay.
The
Seth.
cameras got messed up again, just so you know.
Oh, yep.
Who's who?
Is there a way to make me the last so every time I cut out you don't have to redo
No.
Ah,
Because technically you
okay.
are the last, but it's still gonna move you, I think. Let me see. Octavius goes there.
It's a shame it doesn't have a way to lock it.
I know. I wish it did.
That would be
It's.
like an
I'll tell you
easy
what.
feature
It's
to add.
so much better than what Skype used to be, though. Because Skype,
Yeah.
you'd have to recapture the damn windows every time. So, but that's okay.
It was
We-
like
we-
yeah.
if this is all we have to deal with on occasion tonight, I will take it. So,
Pretty.
Seth.
All right, I am going to turn around in the doorway, approach the one outside that I hit once for piddling damage, and not use one of my moxie points
Haggis.
because I have one moxie point left. But I am going to punch twice. Once is an attack action, once is a bonus action. Try to waylay into her. So that's all Seth knows how to do. So those are the punches.
Okay, you punched her once.
Sounds about right.
4. Okay. Yup. It is their turn. Okay, she is going to, instead of attacking you with her claw, she raises her hands towards you and says,
Oh, it must have taken you so long to develop such muscles. See how quickly I can diminish them!
saving throw, Constitution, please.
Alright,
Come on, big boy.
Do you not have an inspiration from last time? Because I did give them out.
14? I don't know. Do I have I don't have
'Cause
inspiration.
I only have one left. Which means I
Um,
gave out. I'm pretty sure I patted somebody last time, but
Well, you haven't actually been close to him during the combat because you
no,
come
it was
in from
before.
the
It
top.
was before the combat started when we were doing the
You
break-in.
might have done. I don't know. I don't
It was
recall.
at the base of the windmill, but
Um,
I don't
I'm not
remember.
sure. That's on me. I forgot.
yeah, I'm not sure either.
It's okay.
That's what happens when we have such a big gap.
Yeah.
It's fine.
But if you are an inspiration point, I mean, if you've used it,
Yeah, I'm down to one, which means I've used 3 total. I gave one just now, so I had given 2. I think I gave one to Douglas when he was running.
right, I remember that one.
I might have had one. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
only
I
thing
know.
can
So
think
that I
of.
think it's Douglas that's got the other one.
And I probably used it for
Yeah, it's okay.
my maneuvers.
But I
that I
should
did.
have-
Actually,
I
you
did
did.
spend one
I think
additional
you
one.
used it for your cart.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did.
So
At
anyway,
some point, I spent another one. But anyway,
okay. Not sure where
It's in the
it must have
I'm-
fallen out of your bardic bag somewhere.
yeah.
I'm okay losing some of my strength because I'm not here to deal damage. Really, I'm here to just take some hits.
Okay.
So I'm okay with it.
Yeah. So basically, you only deal half damage with attacks that use strength until the spell ends.
So
At the end of each of your turns, however, you may attempt to make a saving throw again.
Got it. Okay.
Okay.
But considering
For now.
that your punches she's resistant to, and basically they're halved again, so it's like you're gonna hit
Yeah.
like a 2-year-old.
And it has been several rounds. The dragon's breath only lasts for a minute, right?
So yeah, it has 6 seconds per round.
Yep.
So
Has it been 10 rounds?
it has not. Believe me, I'm keeping track.
Okay, because I do know that. Okay, so
It has been 5 rounds total.
What the what?
Young Farmer, thank you, Subbery.
So I still have my resistance too. So
So
that's
you
good.
still have
'cause-
resistance,
it.
and you still have. In fact, you'll have resistance 2 rounds after the breath weapon disappears.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Trip. No. Other hag.
What the what?
Other hag. Someone that raises 2 noses, little buggers can hit hard, right? Okay. All right. So you're gonna continue. Let's see. You can. So you continue to run. She continues to run. What she is going to do is she is going to use her ability. And as you're running up the hill, and she's kind of to the side of you, suddenly you're kind of like glancing, and whoa, where did she go? And then boom, she's directly in front of you, like cutting you
That little
off.
bitch.
And yeah, she is going to attempt to claw you once again, but she still is at disadvantage, whether she likes it
Gets
or
to do all
not.
that. She gets to move and attack and use an action.
So she didn't move. She just used her ability. That's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
her
She's used her
ability.
shift, because they have, they have plane shift as well as the ability to step into the ethereal plane and back out again. So,
Goody. Okay.
so she's using the plane shift to cut you off, and then
You know what, Cora? I guess I'll allow it. That's fine.
Hey, y'all are doing incredibly well, and
Oh,
Not
Okay,
Not
so
that time.
either one looks like gets through.
Yep.
Morgantha claws you for 13 points of damage.
Ouch.
So, hey.
Not looking great, everyone. Dougie is pretty after all that running, and he's bleeding out of a lot of holes.
Ew.
Bleeding out of all of his orifices and some new ones that Morgantha has made for him.
How far are you away from us now?
After that last.
After
dash?
the last one, about 40 feet.
Okay, so you can reach us in one more turn if you dash.
Yep.
Okay.
What? Wait, what?
I think
What?
What are these kids doing? What are the kids doing?
I can't see.
I'm not on the map.
What the fuck?
No, yeah.
The kids appeared around the
Yeah,
corner
but you
of the tower.
can't. But you can't see them. They're behind you.
Oh, my back is to them.
They're
Yeah.
sneaking around the base of the tower towards you.
Oh my god, fucking kids.
Okay.
It's too funny.
Trip, you're up.
Yeah, I just see the hag through the doorway. I heard fighting upstairs, so I'm just gonna kind of freely be like, what's the scenario up there? How we doing?
I'm gonna lean down. One down.
Oh, awesome. Okay. I'm gonna then hearing that, I'm going to just run forward and follow what I was told to do. I'm gonna kind of try and just combat range wise, I'd have to attack and then disengage. I don't have that ability.
Nope.
Yeah, so I'm better off just hiding behind Seth, patting him on the back, and continuing to say nice things about him while I insult her. He doesn't need the pat right now, I don't think.
No,
So
I'm pretty good.
So I'm gonna insult her instead. I'm gonna be like,
Give her a little of the old vicious mockery.
yeah, I'm gonna tell her like nothing about her is pretty, but I mean like she does kind of look better the other way around. I would prefer if she did turn around.
Okay. Pop it.
Boop 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 spell.
Pop it
boop,
like it's
boop,
hot.
cantrip, and here comes the attempt. He has to save DC 15 Wisdom.
Okay. She has advantage against spell saves, unfortunately.
Yeah, but it's all I got.
Yep.
She's gonna roll a 14 and a 7. That's what she's gonna get.
You think?
Thanks, Matt. I appreciate it.
14 and a 7.
Yeah, Matt knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, I got it. Watch this.
He
Just watch.
listen to this guy Rufus. He knows what he's talking about. Alrighty. First roll is enough,
Damn it.
so she will
Okay.
Oh,
save.
damn it.
Sorry, everyone.
That was
Sorry.
close.
Nothing good comes out of that.
That's what you get for being rude and saying ugly things to old ladies.
Could you roll one more time, Gorgeous? To see how I was close on that one. Let's see
Sure.
what the second one would. Just for shits and gigs.
He's such a little gambler.
Just
that's
to
what I
see what happens.
Gambling is banned on Twitch. Wait, no, it's
Okay,
not.
okay.
No,
So I was
it's
in the
not.
realm.
Alright,
I was
there
in
you
the
go.
realm.
All right. So that was Trip. It's the kids.
That was
Did
Trip.
they ban it, Shag?
Not yet.
No.
But it's a
no.
controversy.
I know it's a
Friday,
big
yeah.
drama right now. Yeah. Okay.
Wait, who's going now?
The kids.
What the fuck?
Does that mean we can't bet?
What are these kids doing?
Okay.
Trying to
So
kill
the
them.
two little
They have
kids
rogue
come
levels.
creeping up, and they both kneel down behind the hag. And the boy looks at you and goes,
But he doesn't know I'm weak. Oh shit. Oh no.
Oh no.
okay,
no.
Douglas.
Yes.
This is the last round of you down the hill before you will get back in range. So what do you want to do? You want to run past her and let her swap
Yep.
at you again, or okay?
Yep.
Then in that case, we'll resolve that roll, and then put you guys where you would be on the map. Just stick you here. And I'm just going to move you on the map first, and then I'll put you where you need to be. Because you will be kind of like coming up the hill from the side here. Okay, and...
I have a question.
Okay.
Seeing him out of the corner of my eye, I notice how like beat to shit he is. I still have my bonus action. Can I heal at him? Or would that have had to have been on my turn?
13 would miss. So, it is still the same turn.
Okay.
So...
Because it takes a bonus action to cast the healing word. But I don't know if I'd have to do that on my turn. It's
well,
not like
a bonus
reaction.
action... So a reaction you can kind of use anytime the circumstance kind of comes up.
A bonus action would have
but a bonus action you can take anytime you could take your turn. Okay. So you can't use a bonus action now, but you could use a reaction if you hadn't used one.
Yeah, and he would have been out of range anyway.
Yeah. Okay, so. But fortunately, with that protection from evil, the 13 isn't enough to hit. So there we go. Okay.
I'm coming to save you, kids. Don't worry.
And then the other one. The
Blood's
other.
spurting out of all.
So let's see. That's Seth, and now it's the hag's turn because that was her attack of opportunity. Okay. So as you are going to run up there, she is going to. Would she do that now? Nope, I think it's your turn to get blasted with a ray of enfeeblement. Constitution save, please, Douglas.
Me?
Yep.
Oh.
We did the betting on who's going to roll the 20.
Oi!
Oh no!
It's okay, Doug. Doug is weak anyway.
All right. Yeah. All of
right
your
now.
any attacks that you do that rely on strength, you'll do half damage.
Okay.
That's not bad for you.
No,
That's
it's
fine.
really not that bad. For
So
you.
what is the effect
you
I
don't
have?
use it.
You said feeble mind?
It's feeble mind, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Or sorry, ray of enfeeblement. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
My protection doesn't give me anything for that. I know there was like frightened or
No,
possess. Charm.
it
That's
does
not the same.
It's
Okay.
not charm
Gotcha.
or whatever. No. But basically, yeah, on a hit, you only deal half damage with weapon attacks that use strength until the spell ends.
Okay.
So, yeah. Okay. The other hag. Yeah, she's still got that. Those. I think seeing her mother starting to come up the hill and not being aware that her sister is actually down, she has now got an evil grin on her face as she looks at you as she raises her claw and says,
"Oh, you're for it now. The power of 3 will be your undoing!"
And then she's going to attack you with her claw. And she will miss!
Nice.
You dummy.
Apparently the power of 3 isn't all that. Too funny. Okay. That's her turn. Trip. You're up.
Hey, it's back to me. Yeah, so my dad's over there dying, right?
Yeah, you can
Mhm,
see your
yep.
dad kind of running up the hill. You see this.
Whoa!
You see.
Hey, have we
Lord
gone in a
Jackson.
while? Wait, did we go?
Oh yeah, the kids upstairs haven't.
Oh, we
yeah.
missed you two. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you
Yeah, we
guys
forgot
wanna do
about you.
upstairs?
We're just upstairs children.
Just
Yeah,
we're just
we're
chilling
just
now. We did our
This
You
is
part.
actually
fist
should have
bumping
gone
back and
after.
forth.
We're working on our
Yeah.
handshake.
We're having a pie. Having a pie.
No!
Yep. So, yeah, Gemma and
Like the-
Octavius and Gemma.
yeah,
So
we're trying to
Octavia,
figure
what
out
did
a
you
new
wanna do?
secret handshake.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to do too much, I don't think, but I would have came back down the stairs and tried to re-engage however far I can get with that.
Okay.
Probably would have made a mad dash to the one that Seth's fighting then. And
So I mean, if you can dash, you can get to the doorway.
then that's what I would do. I would get into position
And Gemma?
to re-engage here.
I'm following Octavius.
Okay, so you're pretty much right there with him. Okay.
Yeah, so that would have been on the whatever the last turn was skipped.
Yep, that's right. Which is
Okay.
that was in this round, but earlier this round.
Okay, just wanna make sure.
So
Perfect.
we are back to Trip.
Cool.
Okay. In which case, yeah, I'm gonna throw a heal out to him at
Okay.
a range. It's 1d4 plus my thing. I don't have it worked out, so I gotta just
Yeah,
type
about
it.
50 feet.
'cause I'm
What's the
silly.
range on it?
60.
Then you're good.
So you're getting a pat for 9 health back.
9
Yay.
healing
Happy.
points as a wave of musical notes drift across the wind and bathe
And
you.
then as an
Little
action,
boy. My sweet boy.
as an action, I'm gonna look at her and be like, yeah, because that's my bonus action. My action is I'm just gonna look at her and be like, the power of 3 is where exactly? and drop that.
All right.
So she has to make the save. She'll probably do it. It's very likely she'll do it. I have a
No.
lot of faith in her ability to do it.
No, no.
I think she's great.
No,
She's got a
don't,
lot of
Sesh. No,
talent.
no, no.
Have
No,
faith.
he's doing reverse psychology.
Skills.
Fail. And
She's gonna use
It's
her
working!
skills.
It worked! Reverse psychology worked!
Hey, just start buffing them
Okay,
instead.
4 points of psychic damage.
Say nice things to them. They hate it.
Let's compliment the bad guys.
That's so funny. All right.
Yeah, I mean, baby talking them into it. So yeah,
your logic
disadvantage on their
works.
next attack.
Okay,
Nice.
the children
Ooh.
are staying in position, waiting for somebody to do their plan. Douglas.
Yes. Now that I am with my sweet, sweet baby children, I'm going to spin around. Right?
Well, actually, did we skip Seth? I
don't think
think
Seth went.
did he? He did go.
Yeah.
he did.
I would have done something, but you know.
No,
it's
do
not-
something.
not
I don't
okay.
think Seth went because I think we stopped at Seth to go back to Octavius and Gemma, and then when we come back down, we jump straight over Seth.
Yeah, we jumped straight to
Because the kids got in position last round, ready for
Yeah.
Seth to do something.
Yes.
So yeah, Seth, you need to act this turn too.
All right, so
make us safe.
So
Make us
prepared.
safe.
I feel weak. Well, it's at the end of my turn, right? So
Oh.
I feel weak. I was gonna Dragon's Breath because that doesn't require strength to deal damage, but then the fucking kids got in the way.
And the dog is behind the kids. And
Well, seeing the kids, knowing that Octavius is a creepy little kid who I still love because he's a family, I'm gonna make a shove attack on this hag and leverage the kids because why not?
Okay,
Let's leverage kids.
with the
Let's
kids
leverage
being
the kids.
there, you would have advantage on this.
All right,
Because
well, it's
basically
an
the
athletics
kids
check.
are at perfect height for her to kind of like her knees hit the back of them and drop her over. So you have a very good
Classic
chance of pulling
prank.
this off. Never underestimate the power of small children that don't do what they're told.
So this is going to be, it's a strength athletics, which doesn't deal damage, so I don't have to worry about the enfeeblement. It's just non-damage stuff, right? So this is the push. There you go.
Nice.
Wow.
A 20, either way you look at it.
Consistent. Not exactly what you want with advantage, but you know.
Kind of wasted a little bit, but that's okay.
All right. He will
Freaking
attempt to
kids.
not be pushed. And with 2 children behind her and the weight of a large man, shove. Yeah, she surprisingly falls straight backwards, and will hit the
stupid.
deck, in front of the 2 children.
Yeah, that's endanger more children in this game. Okay, Alex,
Get her
Saget.
whiskey. Grab her by the throat.
I mean, the dog
Yeah,
is right there.
actually.
If you wanted to say "sicken boy" or something,
Yeah.
can
Yeah,
make
So yeah.
He would listen.
You can make an attack with the dog if you wish.
Okay.
Dog
With
attack.
advantage because
Dog
it's
attack.
prone.
Prone.
With advantage, because I mean it is a mastiff.
Yes.
It is a trained dog with the ability to whoop some ass.
Okay, so
Booty
he's
punch
gonna
on
be
the way
able to
down. There you go.
bite, which is a +3 to hit.
Kids with guns. That's what you need. No, they're not. They're not kids from Texas.
Oof.
With advantage, you said?
With
Yes.
advantage, yes.
1.
Well,
yeah.
Whiskey's a nice dog.
There we go.
But that will
Better?
hit.
Yes.
And then, sorry, let me just pull up his damage.
Whiskey
It
biting.
is-
Things I never thought I'd do tonight's session. Use kids as a
Leverage kids
I was talking about the
for
grill.
pronality.
Hey, Gore.
Yeah.
What kind of damage is this bite?
Piercing.
It counts as piercing, so there's no
Reaction!
Nice.
Oh, also, I do my Constitution saving throw. This is my.
Yep. And you shrug it off. You shrug it off.
Ooh. So as Octavius is running down and sees Whiskey bite into the hag, he whispers, "Good boy," and he again takes his sword out, gets his sigil going, puts it to his chest, and continues running. So now the hag is affected with the exposure. So she is now has no resistance
To
from this
piercing.
point forward to the piercing damage.
This round, yep, until her next turn. Okay. Douglas, you are up.
Yes. All right, so now that it's my turn, I can see this other hag that they're fighting.
Yep.
Right, and I
Laying
can
on the
tell
ground, the dog is like,
Yeah.
"Arr, arr, arr." The two
Gotcha.
kids are trying to scurry away on their hands and knees.
Sure.
But yeah,
All right.
Douglas.
I am going to stand up as shakily as I
Don't
can.
forget, you've
'cause
still
I'm
got a hag on your back.
Yeah, I know I do, but I gotta see my babies ahead of me, and I gotta save them. So I'm going to shakily pull back my bow and shoot the hag that is on the ground. Like, nobody hurts my kids.
Okay.
And I'm gonna shoot on her with advantage. You said for her now, or
with advantage to shoot her, but she also
Yes.
has no resistance to your arrow because
Right.
arrows are piercing damage.
Reaction!
Reaction!
Oh my God!
Don't
There's
forget you have
that.
Hunter's Mark too.
Yep. So you do 8
No, I
damage.
do not.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
Not on her.
Yeah.
She doesn't.
No.
Got it. Okay, I just want to make sure because I always forget to use it, so I try to
Yep.
remind you.
She has Hunter's mark on the one that's behind her.
Right. Well, I don't
Got
either for her because it was concentration to do
Yeah, and you
protection.
let that
so
go.
I have
Yep.
nothing.
That's cool.
Okay.
Okay. Do you wish to move? You still have your movement.
Wait. So I did the damage. She took that.
So you basically used your action to hit her, and now
Right.
you still have your 30-foot move.
Sorry. Hold on. Let me just. Can I just get my bearings here?
If you
So I have-
move, you will get an attack of opportunity against you.
Yes. I do not want to move, but I
Okay.
do have a thing I wanted to do.
Okie dokie.
I want to use, as a bonus action, I can use Slayer's Prey,
Mm-hmm.
which gives me an extra 1d6 to my damage.
Okay.
It's basically Hunter's Mark, but without concentration.
Yeah. And it's like a one-shot Hunter's mark.
nice.
Yeah, so I want to do that also to her,
Okay. Then add another 6. Add another d6 to it.
right there. Oh, come on.
Ah.
Aww.
Well,
Wah,
it did make the damage a nice round even number.
And I'm not going to move. I'm going to stay right where I'm at.
Okay. Alrighty, Octavius. Excellent.
I'm running over. I'm slashing this fool on the ground right now.
Okay. Die, bitch.
Here comes that 20.
It's like everybody suddenly
comes
like
Brady.
around
Here it
this
comes.
old lady, and they're all just like pummeling her. Like,
Advantage as she's prone, correct?
yep, because she
Mhm.
doesn't get up until her turn.
Good thing there's a
that's
advantage.
Thank God.
For the
It
full
hits.
9,
Awesome.
because she can't
Okay.
shrug that off.
Yep.
Okay, plus.
Oh,
Nice.
There we go.
Oh yeah, way to go. Yeah, she is starting to look bloodied now. Irina. She,
Come on, Spearsy too!
nope, she is not going to attack them. She is going to shoo the kids
Kids.
away.
It's smart.
I told you
Freaking
to run.
kids.
Go,
Smart.
go. She kind of grabs them and throws them,
Makes sense.
kind of
That's
like
fair.
sets them on their merry way running in this direction, and then just kind of like stands, takes a couple of steps back and kind of stands with her sword threatening and watches the kids to get away. Like, make sure that they get some distance between her and them. Okay, Gemma.
Okay. Oh. Gemma says out loud, I perceive her piercing damage is better now. And I take out my light crossbow and I'm going to attack. Is that damage?
Okay.
Everybody's ganging up. Sorry. The Wi-Fi is going a little wonky. Oh, shit.
Well, you still hit
15?
for 4.
Oh, you hit.
Yeah,
Hey.
Bill four.
because some of their AC is based on their ability to be moving and stuff. So,
Nice.
all right, 4. Okay. Do you wish to move, Gemma, or are you just staying in the doorway?
Might have lost her again.
Maybe. You said it was going funky.
Hmm.
We'll see. Well, we'll assume she's staying in the doorway for now. Seth.
Yeah, I doubt she'd move from there anyways.
No.
Yeah.
It makes sense for her to stay put.
I'm seeing the. So my brother doesn't look very good, right?
He looks
Rude.
pretty.
Hella
He
rude.
doesn't look as bad as he did a few minutes ago, but he doesn't look. Yeah.
I don't look great.
Yeah, we lost Jane.
Yep.
The dash action generally uses the attack action, correct?
It does use the attack action, yeah. Well, it uses it uses your action, whatever your action would be.
Right, but I have a moxie point with a stick and move, which allows me to use a bonus action instead of an action for a dash action. So I can
Okay.
use my movement and my bonus
Ooh.
action.
To
To
make a
dash.
dash, and you'd still technically have an attack at the end of it. Yes.
So
Nice.
I am running because that's like 44 feet, and my movement's only 30.
Oh,
I mean,
Jane is back.
It's back.
Yay!
I mean, it's within the 60.
Doorway.
Far away.
Okay, so you run over there, and then
That's amazing.
I'm gonna Superman punch.
Yeah.
I'm Superman punching
Yay!
the one that's attacking my bro because no
I'll
one
duck out of
fucks
the way.
my bro.
Okay. Go ahead, Superman punch.
Please actually connect because otherwise it's pretty lame. The Superman punch.
It's
Here
a
we
great,
go.
it's a great cinematic so far already.
Nope, I miss.
Don't you have inspiration?
No,
No, he has nothing.
no, I got nothing.
Not advantage on that one.
No. Okay, never mind.
But it looked cool. It just hit air.
Yeah. It is the hag's turn. Okay, this hag is going to stand up for her action. And yeah, she kind of looks across at the other and she says, "Mother, hurry, get closer! The power of 3!" And then she'll slash out with her talon towards Octavius.
Me?
Yeah, you're the one right in front of her now.
Yeah, the tank, you know?
Ooh.
And I think that's
Yeah,
going
that's
to.
it's gonna hit.
I think that's going to smart just a little bit.
Yeah, it is. That'll
For
get me. That's okay. I got it.
17 points of slashing claw damage.
Cool.
Okay. You kind of like go running over there and try to Superman punch her, which misses.
Yeah.
She is instead going to unload on the one that she is pissed at most. Which is said Douglas boy.
Not my bro.
Yep. You didn't hit her. If you'd hit her, she might have changed her mind. But she's still at disadvantage.
Come on.
So that might not necessarily hit.
Come on.
Oh, that's what.
Oh!
Those are the
Bro!
two numbers I didn't want.
Can I see this from where I am?
Not from in the doorway.
Damn. All right.
No pretend, yeah.
10 points of slashing damage to
Ouch.
you, Seth. I mean,
That's
Douglas.
smart.
I saved my dad. I saved my dad.
Trip, you're up, Trip.
I'm gonna see that happen and be like, and I'm just gonna drop another heal.
He's just trying to counteract the claw damage as much as he can. He counteracted 7 of
I
it.
only have level 2 spell slots, so I'm gonna have to drop it at a higher level. It gets
Oh
another D4.
darn.
Yeah, and that unfortunate.
So for 9. So in fact,
9.
he offset all but 1 point of it. So that's not so bad.
Hooray! Thank you.
And I still have my action, so she got up and she's like, power 3, blah, 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 blah. I'm just gonna tell her to sit down.
That reminds me of a previous campaign.
Where someone maybe got in trouble.
You can do that because Vicious Mockery is a cantrip.
Yep. So you can cast a cantrip as an action and a healing.
Yep, you can do a spell and a cantrip, but not
action,
2 spells. So you can do that.
Yep,
She
as
will
long
make
as
her
one's a
saving
bonus
throw.
action. Yep.
Of which, again, she gets advantage on.
Was that both of them?
Was very fast.
It was 9 and 11.
Yep.
She failed.
She fails,
Hooray!
so she
Nice.
takes 2 points of psychic damage.
Stupid idiot.
Hell yeah.
Just sit down.
He takes 2 psychic
Sit down.
damage.
Okay, and the kids are gonna kind of run and peer around the side of the curvature of the windmill. All right, Douglas, you are up. Unless you want to use... Technically, Whiskey goes on your turn, so just tell me if Whiskey's going to make an attack or not.
Oh yeah, Whiskey's gonna bite again.
Okay, it does. She's gotten up, so he doesn't have advantage this time.
Okay. Just get my puppy stats back up again.
Yep. It's worth him doing it just to see if he can get a nip in, even if he does a point of damage, because if he can get a point of piercing damage in, it kind of opens that proverbial door for Octavius.
Right.
And he does!
And he does!
Nice.
Okay. So
Reaction!
I believe...
They roll his
If the-
damage.
Yeah, sorry. Damage is...
And you're attacking the one that's in between us again?
Yeah, it's the dog biting that one.
Okay, we know what I'm going to do, so.
Yep. Oh, good
Ooh.
fight!
There we
Ooh.
go. And this
Nice.
says if the target is a creature, it must succeed a
It's not a
strength
creature.
saving throw? Okay, that's what I thought.
So, it...
And I'm using my reaction from here on out to, again, same thing.
Man. Oh,
well, of
we might
course you
actually
are.
Pull this off. I'm at this
Okay.
point starting to accept that we might not lose the fight.
Okay. Hey,
Now,
what was that?
my-
Tell me again, what was your spell say? What does your ability say about creatures?
I'm sorry. Oh, for
the
the
dog?
knocked prone for the bite?
For the
sorry.
chance of knocking her prone?
Yeah.
If the target is a creature, it must succeed on a DC 11
Technically,
strength.
no. Okay, so
it a creature?
she is a creature.
Yeah, I
Sorry.
feel like
she's a
I've done
she's
it
a
before.
fiend, but she is a creature. That's why I caught myself. I was like, wait a minute, no, we're not talking
Okay.
about what type is she. So yeah,
Yeah.
she gets a
Yes.
dex save, right?
Strength.
Strength save? Oh, that's not so good.
Yes.
What does she have to beat? Do you know?
11.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hags are strong.
Yeah.
Plus 4.
Dang it.
But
Okay, well, had to try.
it's definitely worth a try.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. Now I can do my regular turn.
Now you can do your turn. Yes. 'cause
Did
that
you have
was
a
all-
reaction to do, Matt? With
I
the-
already, yeah, I announced it's the
Okay.
same thing every time.
I didn't know
so
if it was
it's-
something you had to roll.
From
Okay.
now,
Nope.
from now on, it is not resistant to piercing damage.
Gotcha. Okay. Then I am going to do my bow again on that one.
The one that's hurt, or the one that they're fighting over here.
The one they're fighting over there.
Okay.
I want to take that one down. There.
No.
It's not gonna hit.
A 1.
I am sad.
Sorry, everyone. Yep, not
At
so
least the
good.
dog did something.
Hey, yeah, at least the dog. did
Whiskey
something.
always helps.
Octavius.
Swinging.
Okay.
And you
Yep.
still have Bardic Inspiration.
I sure do.
Yep.
So let's see what happens here. Ooh, don't need it.
though.
Don't need it this time. So that's
Still
9 points
don't
from the
need it.
rapier, and then you get an additional
Plus,
D4.
let's go.
Nice.
Dealing some damage right now. Let's go.
Dude, Octavius is just on right now.
Everybody is.
I'm loving it. Yeah, people aren't dead. That's pretty cool.
Oh, that we're gonna
Yeah.
die tonight. It's gonna TPK.
well,
Who
I
said
mean,
that? I
I've just
didn't
been
say
crying.
that.
I've been crying
There's
about
a
it for
good
a
chance
month
of that.
now. I was like, we're gonna have to make new.
We'll
characters,
discuss
and
the probability of the TPK that could have happened if what happened last game session had not had happened. And what I'm loving about that is you guys were not aware of that when it happened, but indirectly, Douglas probably saved the entire family by drawing Morgantha away.
Oh, I know it.
Yeah, but Doug doesn't.
Well, you know
Yes.
it now, Christy.
Doug does know it.
Give each of those hags first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth level spells and see what they would have done to your ass.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Then see who's slashing asses.
Yeah, you know, once they can do Phantasmal Killer and Polymorph Other and Lightning Bolts and stuff. So, yeah, indirectly, that is one of those circumstances that probably saved your hides.
I love when the best decision we made the entire fight was something that we all assumed was a mistake.
But an epic mistake,
included.
right?
Well, what was funny
Yeah.
is I
that was
was
so-
just when you know, whenever Octavius kind of drew on his knowledge, it was like the sudden realization of, oh crap,
Yeah.
and Douglas is going to try to bring this back.
Mhm.
So again, a very good idea to take out that one, because if not, again, power of 3. So, anyways, Octavius has done his turn. Okay, Irina is going to dive in and attempt to stab once more.
Nice.
Now
Come on,
she
Irina.
feels that the kids are at least safe. And of course, hey, it looks. She has a sword that looks good anyway. Doesn't ever do much with it. Gemma.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I got my light crossbow. There's no advantage on this anymore, is there?
No, but it is not. It is resist. It has no resistance to your crossbow
Oh
damage.
my god. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay, got it.
Hella
So
good.
that's
There
a
we
good hit.
go.
Here we go.
Oh man, these
Uh,
crossbows are clutch.
Right?
Hey, you take away
Nicely done.
that ability to remove piercing damage is kicking ass.
It's
It
so
really
good.
is.
Yeah.
Okay, Seth.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to draw the focus on me. I believe I have one round of Dragon's Breath because it's been several. I mean, right? 'Cause, like I'm cool with it running out.
2 rounds. There's 2 rounds.
The odds to hits are not in my favor, and I don't have any Moxie points, so I'm just gonna breathe on her. Obviously, not.
Garlic.
Yeah.
Breathe.
Have a
I
breath
don't-
mint.
Just burp on her.
There's a saving throw involved, Gemma.
hands
You
you
know
Orbit's
that, and it's not a lot of damage, but
Yep, and she,
Gemma's
That's right.
saving throws.
I don't think I've landed a single spell on these guys other than like.
You did a few
because they get,
vicious.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
the vicious
you have.
mockeries. Just because I have a bunch of them, but like, man, the risk. 'Cause they have advantage
Alright.
saving. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's a thing.
20. Oh, don't need the second one. Yep. So it saves. So 15-foot code. But it takes half that damage, even on a
Correct.
save. So how much did you do?
10.
10. So it takes 5.
Okay. Start whittling down.
Considering Morgantha has little to no damage on her so far.
Yeah.
Okay. Their turn. Okay, I'm gonna say 50-50 on who she's gonna let loose on. So let me roll a d4. 1 or a 2, she's gonna swing at Seth. 3 or a 4, her vindictive nature is gonna keep her focusing, trying to kill poor Douglas. Nope. Seeing you breathe
Whew.
fire was enough for her to think, oh, I gotta take this guy out. 14, she will miss.
That is a miss.
Nice.
Good deal.
Woohoo.
Okay, the other hag. I'm going to do the same thing. 1 or a 2, it's Octavius. 3 or a 4, it is herself. Nope, Octavius.
Good. Yeah, that's fine.
With disadvantage.
Yes. Oh yeah, that's a miss.
Oh, don't read the second
Nice.
one.
That a miss. Both of them would be a miss.
Either way, the second one failed.
the second
to
one
roll
actually
properly.
would.
But
It feels good
yeah,
when
she
it
swings
hits.
at you.
Yes.
It's a swing and a miss. All right, Trip, you're up.
Man, I'm having some success on this. I'm just gonna keep calling them names.
You're like a Smurf.
Yeah, you are like a Smurf, aren't you? Trip is gonna call her a name. And then also, I'm going to have to heal my dad some more because it's just too risky. Oh, that's a save. Okay,
Yep. Okay, so she shrugs off that
I'm gonna drop another level 2
on Daddy.
on Daddy.
Daddy wasn't there.
Slash roll another
Ooh, a
R.
little Austin Powers reference there.
7.
And then
Extra
another
D4.
Not
8.
much.
Okay, so you're healed 8 points, Seth.
No, not Seth.
I mean, Doug.
Douglas. Yeah.
Sorry, Doug.
It's not
Sorry.
nothing.
The
My
kids are
neighbors
not
are being
doing
loud.
anything. And,
What did I get?
Doug.
Papa, you got 8 HPs.
8
Papa.
HPs.
8
pieces.
HPs, Papa.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, my
Papa.
boy.
Please, sir, can I
Sorry.
have some more? Doug,
I would love some
speaking
more.
of, it's your turn.
Okay. I'm going to continue shooting. Oh, first, I want Whiskey to bite.
Okay, go for it, Whiskey. Good in there, son.
Bite.
No.
No. Okay.
Poor Octavius.
Crap.
That's okay. She might hit if she's going
That's
to shoot
right.
at him.
And then I am going to shoot with advantage.
No,
Why was there before? I don't remember.
because she was
Okay.
prone on the floor. Before.
Oh, right. Okay. I just want it. Okay, here goes.
I won.
Come on.
Slugs.
That's a hit.
And I'm going to do my Slayer's Prey on it as well. So that's
Plus
this
D6.
damage as well.
All right.
Nice.
Okay, she's looking pretty beat up at this point.
I really did think you had to sneeze.
No, I was getting ready.
Octavius,
I thought you were
are
frozen.
up,
I
sir.
thought so too.
I'm swinging again.
Okay.
Not much I could do other, but this is what's gonna work. So here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Ooh, I'm gonna use my bardic inspiration here,
Good call.
There we go. Good call.
and that's a D6. You said?
Yep.
Come on, baby.
Not enough. No.
Oh,
Close.
No.
He's gone.
We lost
died.
him.
he left. He
He's
got
dead.
up and walked away.
Oh, Matt.
Poor
Oh,
Seth.
that sucks.
Oh,
I mean,
That's the
man.
first
Can you
miss
pretend?
I've had.
Yeah,
we have
you've been
pretend?
doing excellent this whole thing.
Damn.
Okay, Irina, in for the stabbing.
Come on, Irina, pick me up here, babe.
Lunges forward and oh
Oh
god,
my
Irina.
god.
Take someone
Okay, hold
take
on.
the sword
Okay.
away from Irina.
Yeah.
Hold on, Gore. When I did my reaction, was that a different round than right now? Because I don't know where it starts.
Your reaction goes on your hang on.
Right, but you see, it didn't go on my turn.
No,
That's what
it-
I'm asking.
No, but it was the same round, yes.
Damn it. Okay.
Because it was right when Whiskey and Douglas started the round, and it was right off of the back of Whiskey.
Damn it. Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
So you've already
I have
used
a-
it.
I have a cool little something for a reaction. So
Yep. Gemma.
Hi.
Hello.
hi.
Girl with the
I'm
crossbow.
Whoa.
hitting, and I'm hitting for 5.
And
Yay.
doesn't get
Nice.
resistance. So
And I would like to move out of the doorway a little bit so I can see what's going on. And
Okay.
Come out here. There we go.
all right.
Good move.
Yeah,
Excellent.
you'll have been seeing
Seth.
like this. I was just standing there going like, Dad, stop dying, stop dying.
Yeah.
Uh,
so what's going on out here?
I am just going to punch twice. Resort back to what I'm familiar with, but the Dragon's Breath is not doing me any favors.
Oh,
This is
hey,
2
you did
punches!
Okay.
On Margantha, yes. That's all I'm doing.
twice. All right. I mean, both punches hit, but again, it's like hitting,
Yeah.
A piece of solid oak
Pudding.
wrapped in leather.
I like the thought that this is a significantly more significant fight than we have it hashed out to be. Like, we're just fighting witches in our minds, but these are like named NPCs, and this is going to have plot relevance, and here you are just punching the bitch in the face.
Sometimes you just gotta punch bitches in the face. Wait, no,
Sorry
that's
for
not
the
right.
aside, but that's been on my mind for a while now.
Okay. Speaking of bitches, it's their turn. Okay, well, this one, not being dead and realizing is about to be dead, she says, "Sorry, mother!" And you guessed it, poofs.
A little bee.
Mother, on the other hand, now firmly focusing her beady little eyes on Seth, rears back and lets you have a big lefty.
That is a hit.
All right. You still have your resistance or another 2 rounds after this one. Then you are exhausted.
So that's 6 damage to me.
Yep.
Which is just wait, hold on. Oh my god, it's not enough for what I wanted to do. Never mind. I can't use my reaction for what I wanted to use it because it was just not enough damage.
Needs to hurt more.
Aww.
Sorry.
It has to
Okay.
put my current HP to below half or below my max.
Oh, you're
for
not
me to
down
do
there.
so.
Okay, Trip. So, your words apparently hurt her enough that she decided to leave.
I hope she's sitting down in the ethereal realm. I am going to do what Trip does, and that's follow Seth around it without any note for the consequence.
Tag fights.
Yeah, things seem to be right enough for me to run up. I'm gonna just grab my sword and be like, "There's one left." And make my charge over here. I'm gonna get-
Charge!
Oh yeah, if I'm not making my I pressed the wrong button. That was control. I don't know. I'm just gonna hide behind stuff. But
Okay.
yeah, I can't really do much else.
The kids are not doing anything, so Doug, it's up to you.
Yes. Okay. Well, now that one's gone, I'm going to spin around.
You're in melee with this one, so you would have disadvantage if you use your bow.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I thought that
Nothing but
wasn't a thing in 5e.
Mm-hmm. It's not a thing that in 5e when you firing into melee.
Oh yeah.
But if you are in melee with something, you have disadvantage. If an enemy is within 5 feet of you, you have disadvantage on a ranged weapon.
Can I move 5 feet back and then shoot
You
it?
can, but then they can potentially get an attack of opportunity.
All right.
So that's your choice. You
Even though they're
can,
engaged with Seth now?
close enough to you to make an
Sorta.
attack of opportunity. Either way, it doesn't have to choose the target prior to the attack of opportunity.
All right, I'm going to try it. I
All
move.
right. Then she will choose to make an attack of opportunity.
Okay.
Because she really doesn't like you anyway. Backhander.
Disadvantage?
Mercy?
Protection from evil.
She has she has disadvantage on the
Yes.
roll. Yes.
Yes. That's still up.
And the second one.
Still hits.
Okay, sorry.
Meh.
But I think you'll probably be okay because of all the healing that you've been getting.
Yeah.
15.
Still hurts a lot. Okay.
But you are now far enough back to where you can shoot her without
Yes.
disadvantage.
And I'm going to do that right now. That's...
That will
Yeah,
miss
my-
unless you've got anything to add to it.
Oh, no, I don't.
Sorry. Close, but not
This is
quite.
stupid Slayer's Prey 2. And then Whiskey...
You can
will
get
he
Whiskey,
be-
and Whiskey's got a 40-foot move, so I think Whiskey can actually get there and attack.
Yes, let's do that as well.
Oh, not quite.
Not quite?
No,
Okay.
get
But
close,
he'll still get
but
over
not
there.
quite. Yep. So Whiskey can kind of get to here. I mean, if you want, Whiskey can get right up to her, but
No,
all
no, I
that's
don't
going
want
to do
him
is put him in
that.
harm's way. So
Just there.
okay, sounds good. Octavius.
Yeah, I have nothing to do any reaction to, so I'll just turn.
Sorry.
And it's okay. I'll get my movement, which would be like right there.
Right behind Whiskey Snubtail.
Yep. And oh, you know what? I'm gonna shoot again with my crossbow.
Okay.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Move and shoot.
See what we can do here. Pachoo.
Not quite.
Nope. Okay.
Therefore, it is now Irina's turn. Let's think. Nope. I think she is. Seeing as there's so many of you and one of those, Irina is going to go to the kids and make sure that that other hag doesn't try to reappear and take the children. Which means it is now Gemma's turn.
Alright, thinking this other hag might follow in the footsteps of her sister, she's actually going to go back in the tower. Thinking she can't get too far, and look and listen for a second in here to see if she hears anything on this floor or creaking around upstairs.
Alright, give me a roll of perception.
Okay. $12.
You can hear the faint kind of grinding and cracking of the sails and the old windmill itself, but you're not hearing anything kind of like movement or anything from the floor directly above at the very least. Okay.
Okay.
Seth. Sethimus.
Yeah, the only thing I can really do is continue to try to wail on her.
Okay. Good solid left hook, followed by... I barely caught her right in the chin right, so total of 15 round up.
I'm just bearing down.
Okay. She still seems in pretty good shape, this old lady. And it is her turn. Yeah, she is going to... Nope. There is definitely a look of serious frustration on her face, but in light of the fact that she doesn't have the abilities that she wishes she had currently, I think her best option is going to be, once again, to lash out with that claw at Seth.
That's just a hit.
But
plus 4. Alright, for 8. So she didn't hit you very hard. You have one more round of resistance, Seth, and then you are exhausted.
I am going to be using my reaction
Okay.
to activate my Bloodied but Unbowed, which gives me temp HP, only 7, because not any
Equal to your level and constitution.
and all my Moxie points come back. So it's like a second wind of the pugilist.
Right.
nice.
And you can only use this like once every long rest, right? Or
Yeah.
is it a short rest? No, it's a short rest.
Short or long, but I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay. So you get your Moxie points back, and you have... How many? Is that 8 temporary hit points?
It's 7, because Constitution's 3. And
Oh, okay.
I'm 4th
Constitution's
level,
bonus. Cool. Okay, so 7 temporary hit points. Cool. Trip.
That's me. Ooh.
Nice.
I don't have much I can give other than like, I mean, Dad got smacked, but I think he's out of the
Stab
fray.
it! Stab it! Attack her!
But I can't. I am useless.
You've helped me! You've helped me! Come on!
I'm gonna use that as inspiration enough to try, and then I'm gonna get one shot by this thing. I'm an optimist. This is my attempt at slashing with the sword I've had in my hand.
No, not so good. Believe in yourself, young one. Believe in yourself.
You're holding it the wrong way.
I'm always holding it the wrong way.
Oh, no.
Trying to be
Okay.
cool like that one Jedi girl from that one show on Cartoon Network. You know the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not doing anything.
All right. Why don't you turn it? Okay, there we go. And back to Doug.
Okay, let's give it another go. With, let's see, hold on. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna do another attack.
Yep, and you're far enough back to not have a disadvantage now.
Go.
That's just a hit.
Okay, great. And then I'm gonna do. You said reaction. Okay, got it. And
I
then
did,
I'm
reaction.
gonna do one of my fighter thing that I have.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend my superiority dice to
Ooh.
enact distracting strike. So when you hit a creature with a, I don't know if I have this in a panel I can pop up. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, I do.
Okay.
Right there. There we go.
Poof. All right. Yep.
So I give distracting the creature gives allies an opening.
You can expend
Yeah,
one
this-
superiority die to distract the creature, giving your allies an opening. Yep. You add superiority die to the attack's damage roll. So your superiority dice is a d6.
Yes.
Nice.
So basically, the next attack roll against the target, other than you, also has advantage if the attack is made before your next turn.
Right. So I get to roll 2d6 because I'm rolling that,
Yep.
the superior dice, and my Slayer's Prey.
Yep.
Nice.
So there we go.
And would you say piercing damage?
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Ooh.
I did the thing.
You did.
Nice.
And whoever, basically, the next attack roll against her is at advantage, as long as it's not,
Okay.
as long as it's not Doug.
Yes.
And would you say that was would you say that was piercing damage?
It was piercing.
It is because it's a bow. So Octavius has already called his reaction, so he's already dropped her resistance to piercing, based
Go
off
for
of
it.
your shot, and it is his
My sweet
turn.
little baby boy.
Yes.
He
Yes!
comes running up, just like with his rapier in his hand, and
Bloodlust,
just
bloodlust.
comes
And you
straight
have
for her.
advantage on your attack.
I do indeed.
Because she's going, whoa.
You didn't
Nice.
need it, but nice damage for 15
That'll do
plus your
it.
d4.
Okay.
Plus
That'll
my
do.
D4. Hacha! Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
That'll
Max
do,
damage.
pig.
Damn,
That'll
Yeah,
do.
very
baby.
well done.
Max damage. Beautiful.
Nicely done.
Yes.
She is now bloodied.
Yes.
Good job.
Bleed for me now.
Oh, sweet boy. Don't say
Oh.
those things.
Okay, Irina has her action held. Gemma.
Okay. I'd like to listen one more time before I leave. Anything in this room or right above me?
Go
And
ahead
then
and
I'm
give
gonna-
me a listening
okay.
check. Another.
Come on.
Sure.
Come on, Jane.
Oh,
Afraid not. It sounds pretty quiet in here.
Great. Then I leave and come out.
Okay.
I don't know if I still have an action or not. If that was listening.
Technically, it depends. I would be willing to say you could kind of like listen as you're walking out the door. So I'd say that could be part of your move.
Okay. Yeah, that's my roll to find. All right. When I come out, I see.
Yeah, they're all over there wailing on Mother Morgantha.
And I'm going to. Yes. Okay.
Ooh!
Yes! There it is.
It didn't roll the crit damage, so
That's
just
weird.
but roll
Still
a
a
d8.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's
Nice.
full damage, Jane.
You crit your pants!
Nice.
And guess what that means?
I bet on
Nice.
myself tonight.
Carla.
Boom!
It means
Those
I'm
are the
out
people
500
that
gold
got
pieces.
Sorry.
Bet on
This is-
yourself.
Yeah.
You weirdo.
yeah, I did.
So there you go. First natural 20 for Jane, and if you bet on Jane, It told you right there that you won goldies. Okay.
Nice.
So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 points of damage. And with your crossbow too. So that's piercing. So
Negation,
she's not resistant.
It is.
Very nice.
Nice
Okay.
job.
Yeah, it's a good synergy that you've got all these different piercing options when he can like do that. So works well. Seth,
I unfortunately don't have a piercing weapon.
this is your last turn of resistance.
Last turn of resistance.
So you know what that means.
Pain. I'm going to spend a moxie point to get 3 good old beautiful punches. That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Uno, dulce, Tracy.
You hit twice.
Okay.
Some
So
beautiful,
you
beautiful
got
bludgeoning.
13 points of bludgeoning. So, okay. And then, from here on out, you have a level of exhaustion. Disadvantage on all ability checks, half movement, disadvantage on attack rolls, saving throws. Your maximum hit points is halved. Your speed is reduced to 0. And then you die. Of course, you're only at the first level. So you only currently have disadvantage on ability checks.
Yes.
Wow.
But that's all the stages of exhaustion.
Thank you for laying out all the levels of exhaustion, Dora.
And also your hair sucks, and
And your
Balls.
clothes have gone out of fashion.
and you have bad BO.
You're embarrassing yourself at this party.
So
So basically,
right now you
I've
have
become Matthew
disadvantage
Bain.
on ability
Okay.
checks. Yep.
Okay.
You stubbed every toe.
Okay, there you go.
Your mom is calling.
stepped on a Lego.
Miss calling.
Your coffee is warm, not cold, but warm. Just not
Ooh.
quite where it needs to be.
Tepid?
Tepid. It's tepid. There you go.
But
But that will be
iced.
going forward. Okay. Octavius. Oh no, we went. That was Seth. We went to Seth. Okay.
Yeah.
To the hag's turn. This one
Yep.
is going to lash out at Seth again in sheer aggression and anger. And just gonna hit.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I'll be right back. 1 second. Keep playing. I'll be right back.
You.
Stop everything.
This turn, it's still the same last turn, so you do have resistance now.
Got it. Okay.
It'll be gone after the next one. So 16. So you take half of that. Okay. And then you hear a loud scream from 2 children. Ah!
Oh crap!
And then you hear Irina scream, "You will not take them!" Because she had a held action, so she is going to attempt to stab. And will hit!
Yay!
And how many hit points do... She is down to 99, so it's 39. Okay.
Hey, thank you, Steve. Oh, Steve.
Thank you, Steve O'Dig, for the sub. Take pants off. Hit the high.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, fuck pants. Oh.
All pants. No pants were hurt in this live performance. Okay, so she hit for... so that would be 7. Okay. But all of you heard those cries and yells and hollers. And the hag will retaliate with a slash of her own towards Irina. And will hit. And Irina will take 11.
That's
Okay.
an amount.
So yeah, you guys all heard the yelling and the screaming of the children, and you heard Irina say you will not take them from behind the other side of the windmill. Okay. That was the hag's turn. Trip, you're up.
I'm useless here, man. I'm just in range. That's not good. I can't disengage.
Just attack.
I can't. There's got to be like 3 more things I can do. Being a bard is just making a lot of things happen all of the time, hopefully. And that's not
a
it.
miss, I'm afraid, sir.
That's not it. I can't give myself inspiration, can I?
Okay. The children are going to run in panic. And I'm going to roll a d4. 1, 2, it's the girl. 3, 4, it's the boy. As the boy flees, the hag lashes out with her talon.
What a monster! Wait, she is a monster.
No.
Oh!
She catches the
Portent!
small...
Portent! Can I use portent? Please?
Um...
I can see them, I think.
You're outside.
You can see them because from where you are. Yes, you may use portent.
What are your
Yes,
points?
Jane.
Yay!
What are they, Jane?
'Cause I only have one left, and it's a 2.
Yes.
You can give her the 2. You can take her attack roll of 22 and make it a 2.
Yes.
So she
Yes.
actually gets a 9,
Oh.
which is not enough to hit
Yes.
the small boy. You
Yay!
just saved
The
that
boy.
child's life.
Wow.
Gotta
Holy.
love
you
it.
you just
Wow.
redeemed years of how we roll
So
imaginary
good.
child abuse.
So good.
See,
Um,
we do care, everyone.
that was her
MVP.
attack roll.
Guns
Okay,
going
Douglas, you're
in the
up.
fire.
Okay.
So you heard the yelling and the crying and all that stuff.
I do. I see it, but I've got to continue.
Yeah, it's for
Shooting.
you. It's still somewhere on the other side of the.
Yeah, I
The
can
windmill.
see what's going on over there. So I will attack again.
All right, it's a miss.
It's a miss. Can I have a whiskey bite now?
You can set you can have whiskey dive in there if you want.
Yes.
Okay.
What is happening with Jane?
Da-da-da-da.
Jane just died in Street Fighter 2 Alpha.
No.
That's what it sounded like.
Golly, these
Whiskey
rolls.
misses. All right,
Okay.
Octavius.
Shit. It's
No
almost
advantage this time, buddy.
God, and it's almost pointless for me to do it. Okay. What do I want to do?
Have advantage.
Well, it's not advantage. It's just
No, I know
there's
what you
nothing
mean.
I can do to.
No, I hear you.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it anyways in case Trip's sword attack hits. So I'm gonna. Oh, I can't yet. Sorry. So I got to attack first.
You
Then
got to
switch
hit
to
before you
a
do anything.
slashing weapon.
Yeah, I got it. Oh, it's just a slashing weapon.
Yeah.
Oh, Max!
Natural 20!
Yes! I've never seen that before.
Yeah, well, and then plus, come on, be a
Calm
4.
down.
Let's go!
Oh wow, Max on every dice.
Let's
You need to
go!
auto
awesome.
ticket right now.
Yes. Oh, why couldn't I have
Is
had-
gambling not banned on Twitch yet? Can we?
I'm going to Twitch/gambling right now.
27 damage, which is the most you could possibly do with a
Woo!
hit. That's gonna change the tide of things a little bit.
Oh, why couldn't anyone have hit first? Fuck.
So God,
Sorry.
yeah. If you'd have had that
That
without, if she didn't have resistance against that man, oh, so
Damn, Matt.
That was.
hey,
really
it's still
cool.
it's still a hell of a blow.
Yeah.
Okay. Irina, her turn to attack the hag. She will miss. Gemma.
All right.
Oh, and I need to
am
finish
jumping-
moving the kids because they got out of
Oh.
range. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna move this way a little bit and use my last level 1 spell, Magic Missile, on the hag that's trying to take the children.
Okay.
Gay. Let's see if I can do any damage here. Sorry, I'm just scrolling. Here it is. All right.
for another.
Ah, 9.
Okay.
Oh.
All right, you blast her. She is looking very, very worse for wear. Seth.
Not much I could do. I'm exhausted, so 1 level.
Yep.
I still have some moxie points. I don't have any piercing weapons.
Currently you have disadvantage on ability checks. That's not attack rolls yet, though. Don't forget.
Right. Yeah. So I am going to use my moxie point and punch 3 times and hope I roll high enough to,
That's a hit. That's not.
Yeah. Come on. Okay.
Oh,
I mean,
right.
11 total.
So you hit for a total of 11. So 6.
Just wait until I get an extra attack, and then I'll be able to attack 4
Okay.
times.
So if you could have only done 4 more points of damage.
Yeah.
Come on.
Because they go before me, damn.
Morgantha is going to use her last ability to get out of dodge. And she
No.
is stepping out into the ethereal plane. Morgantha.
Didn't she use that already?
She used her one of her 2
Teleports. Yeah.
whatchamacallit thingies. What are they called?
Teleports.
She teleported twice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Morgantha used. She has. So they basically have. Where is the thingy here? 2 times per day they can plane shift, and then 1 time per day they can do the shifty thing. So, yep.
Right, because when Christy was rolling down the hill, she used it. She used
Once.
1 then, and then once again to get in front of Christy.
Correct.
right?
Yep.
No.
And that's why that was her little teleporty thing, and this is why she's stepping into the ethereal plane now.
Got it.
So she hasn't disappeared.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I missed once.
Hey, it's okay. It's all good.
Not.
If only I could have hit her at all.
Hey.
Right? Same.
And the other hag is going to, in her last attempt, to slash out at Irina once more. Unaware of the situation, she will hit Irina.
I don't have her heals for that, so that's
Irina. Ouch! That was quite an unpleasant blow for Irina. And she is significantly bloodied. Irina is kind of like staggered by that strike. Gemma. No, sorry, that was that hag. Trip, you're up.
knowing that Gemma's fighting something, I'm gonna make a mad dash this way. Yeah. See, probably out of the I can barely see out of the corner of my eye. There's stuff going on here.
Yeah, you'll basically see that Irina is up there, locked in a battle to the death with one of the hags.
And not feeling great.
No, she looks pretty rough.
Yeah, that's my last spell for the day. I'm gonna have to drop it at level 2 because that's all I got.
Drop it like it's hot.
Drop it like it's healing word.
Okay. Burn that final spell.
And then get the
Plus the extra d4.
Nice.
Hey,
nice.
that certainly helped. Could even possibly have keep her alive should she get hit again.
Yeah.
Doug, you're up.
Okay, so hearing all that commotion, can I spin around and see the other hag over here?
Not without moving, but you can get your move to here and then
I
see.
see Trip doing his thing there.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow after them then to try to see what's what, and I'm going to pop a shot.
Pop a shot. Better than
after
popping a
her.
squat.
Please.
And it is a good shot.
And then my Slayer. Alright. Oops. I wish I had 46. Nope. There we go.
That was a good
Nice.
roll because that gave you 2 more than you needed to put her on her ass. She
Nice.
is
God.
down.
Okay.
The second hag collapses to the floor with an arrow stuck in her person. She's done.
Perfect.
Um,
Where's the other one? Where is it? I'm just gonna whip around, like, trying to shoot at everybody.
I would
Okay.
check upstairs if I were you.
Or around the tower, the other side. Octavius, maybe.
Alright, yeah, currently, there's the 2 kids. Irina will poke the body to make sure it is dead, and then she'll come back breathing heavy to the door.
Yeah, I'll run up to the door and whip out my healer's kit.
Okay? Use a dose. Give her a dose.
I'll use a dose.
Save the children. Save the world.
I'm gonna do that thing that Trip has been doing kind of secretly. I'm gonna run up to the other body, find it, and just start dismembering it. 'Cause I
Okay.
don't trust that anything stays dead here.
So, yeah, you head back up the stairs and
Yeah, and
Hack-
head's coming
hack
off.
the body.
Arm. Yeah, and just making a mess out of it.
Alright.
To Irina. I'm gonna
Okay,
heal
cool.
her with my healer's kit.
That definitely helped. Now she doesn't look as bad for where she was before. Okay. Yeah, so what's everybody want to do at this point?
I would like to pop something if I'm able to.
You are, because we're
It's
not
an
in
action,
combat
so-
at the moment.
Okay, I'm going to use my primeval awareness.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh.
nice. Okay.
So,
I'll
yeah,
know if it's-
basically, for 1 minute per level, so for a few minutes here, you can sense whether the following type of creatures are present within a mile of you or within up to 6 miles if you have your favorite terrain. And I'm guessing you're mostly focusing on fiends.
Yeah.
Okay. At this point, none of those things are coming up.
Okay.
Oh.
But rather than you tell me every turn that you're having to focus on this, if in the next 4 minutes one of those should tone up, I will let you know.
Okay.
Okay.
Am I able to keep popping it until...
Well, it basically says here, for 1 minute per level of the spell slots you expand, you can sense
Okay.
it. So
Gotcha,
your level,
so I only have
if
the
you-
one.
Yeah, so you've only got the one, but
Yep.
you're level 4, right? So
Yeah.
oh, hang on, no, for 1 minute per level of the spell slot. So what spell slot is it? Level 1?
I only have level 1 spell.
Oh, okay,
slots,
so basically it's
Yeah.
a minute then. Okay,
Yeah.
so you've got a minute of boom, radar, boom, boom.
I am gonna spend this time healing myself.
Okay.
because I'm hurting, and that's what I roll, obviously, because I know how to play this game for 11, which
Okay.
helps. So,
Yep.
And being exhausted, I am actually just going to look at the kids and gesture for them to sit against the wall with me.
Okay.
You'll
Then they
faintly
will.
hear Trip cursing under his breath and just.
Irina will come and check on the kids to make sure that they're okay. Beyond that, what do you guys want to do?
I'm still just kind of looking around for the one that disappeared.
Yeah, I'm staying pretty...
Vigilantly waiting for
vigilant.
one of the
Just like-
others to show up.
Just got my
After
bow
you've
just ready.
dismembered the body upstairs, Trip, what are you going to do?
Sorry, I was muted. I'm just gonna head back down and join the family at that point. So.
Okay.
See what our game plan is.
Who has the pies that they bought in the village? Please remove them from your bag and place them in the garbage.
Oh,
Yeah,
speaking of
course.
which, there is a nice big tray of freshly baked pies in there. I mean, don't you remember? You had the best sleep of your lives. You woke up feeling invigorated.
Let's torch them. Let's put them all in there and burn them up.
Yeah, Gord, don't marks of intrigue me, okay? I've been through this once before.
I'm
with you.
gonna kind of look at everybody and just be like, so if we search for anything we might find useful inside, and we're torching the place, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. So is that literally what you guys want to do?
Yep.
Set
Yeah.
fire. There is plenty of old crap in here, and a fully functioning fire already inside an oven. It is no effort to set this place ablaze.
Cool.
Yeah. What's in this trunk before we do that? There's all kinds of stuff in here.
Yeah, it's mostly just crap.
It's just baking.
There's
shit.
nothing of
Okay.
any real value in this place at all.
Okay. Well, in that case, yeah.
Maybe a
just start
rolling
torching.
pin if you want one.
Wait, before we burn it down, we should check upstairs and make sure there's no more children.
Oh no, we forgot Seth's up there. Trip's up there. Damn it! Quick, blow the flames out.
Yeah.
Okay. So you want to give the place a good once over?
Make sure there's no kids.
Okay.
in
There
any
are
of the
no more
crates or
children. No,
anything.
you
Okay.
you and Octavius rescued the 2 children.
Okay. So there was a third crate. I'd hate for that to be a kid.
We'll find out soon enough.
It was a
The
sleeping
crate
child.
kids.
When you hear the screams as the flames reach it, you'll know.
Okay.
So
So
I can just join Rosenthorn. It'll be okay.
There you go.
we're gonna Frankenstein this bitch.
Okay.
And I guess get the hell out of Dodge, right? Unless we
I mean, we could have stayed shelter here for a night, but yeah, we'll just
Yeah.
camp.
we
There's
gotta get these
also
kids to
a
safety.
hag still around somewhere.
Yep.
She's
All right,
probably
so
just gonna
is
be
that the
pissed at
game
us.
plan? You guys want to basically just kind of like set fire to this place, and once you're sure it's a good blaze, head back down to the main road?
Yeah, we gotta find that other kid who was
Run off.
Running.
ran off with the knife.
I have the knife.
Yeah, I think we should just head to Vallaki. If that hag comes for us, well, she'll come for us. I mean, what? Nothing much we can do.
I don't think she'll do that without a group.
Without a group hug.
Yeah,
I don't know what they're
Okay,
called.
are you going to are you guys gonna is that what you're gonna do before you head back and start heading off towards Vallaki? Do you intend to hunt for the small child?
I mean,
Or
If
are
we
you gonna
see any
say, you
trace
know
of
what?
him.
To hell with the kid.
well, only Doug knows that kid's a thing.
Yeah,
right?
well, so I guess really it's
Yeah.
Doug.
Oh, yeah, it's up to.
I mean,
Doug.
if are we heading to the bottom of the hill? Is
yeah,
that
I
the
mean
path
you'll
we're
you'll
going?
head down to the bottom of the hill here, which is kind of where your
Yeah, I
cart
basically
ran.
told him to go on the road, so I'm gonna just be looking out for tracks, I guess, of him.
Well,
and
you
try to
sent
see-
him in this direction, which is away from the way you were going.
Awkward.
Well, I'll still look for tracks.
Okay. Well, it won't take you too long to eventually find the kid, like, huddled under a tree, sobbing and crying. And I'm taking it you've got the other 2 kids with you, or are you leaving them to roast
Yeah,
marshmallows at a burning windmill?
Yeah, they're with us.
We
Okay.
got them all.
So now you
Roll.
have 3 children. Not 1, not 2, but 3. Count them, 3 small children.
Great.
You've now, your family has grown.
I'm
You are
gonna-
now
I'm gonna
father
name
to
them-
3 more kids.
I'm gonna
This is
name
what
them
Douglas
Ned,
loves.
Ed, and Daddy.
Ned, Ed, and Deddy.
I'll let you guess which one.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, then continuing along the road towards Vallaki, you can go.
We're very intimidating with these 3 kids, I feel. As a
Okay.
family.
So how far into the evening or the night do you wish to travel? I mean, I'm sure you want to get some distance between you and the windmill, but in everybody's state,
Probably
do you,
not too late since we're suddenly.
And you got a bunch of kids,
babysitting
so-
3 children.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
can't
what-
push as
and
fast
what-
as we
Gemma-
want.
What Jane said.
Yeah, guys, I don't think we should go too late because we are pretty hurt, and I think there's children with us. So I think that's a really good idea.
Wow.
That's a really good idea. How'd
Okay.
you think of it?
Wow,
Like,
so
glad-
smart.
Wow.
Glad we're on the
wow,
same
wow.
page here. Yeah.
I personally think that maybe we should.
Gemma
Oh, I
gets
guess I
very
gotta
upset.
I guess I gotta go get them kids, hadn't I? 1 second.
We both appropriated different parts of that idea.
Let me pick up kids.
I love it. Teamwork.
Hey, father.
Pick up these two kids
Father.
here.
Yes, Gemma.
I'm not sure you were aware of this because you were fighting another hag, but I, in fact, saved that child's life right there.
Oh, good job. I saved this one over here. So we're
We're
But
all
I,
saving
really,
small children. Yay!
I very much saved his life. I've been studying divination, and I could sense that child was about to die, and I saved his life.
wow. I'm
Like,
really
and also, I
impressed.
killed one of the hags.
Good job.
Are you proud of me?
I'm very proud of you.
Okay, hold
I'm
on.
so
Wait,
glad you're
hold
okay.
on. Wait a minute. Wait.
I
Hold
can't
on.
believe you've learned all
Stop,
these skills
stop.
in such a short amount of time. You're so
Father.
I'm so impressed. What?
She's not telling you the whole truth.
Okay.
It was I who chased the hag up the stairs, cornered it, gave it the near fatal blow, and like the wind, sister swept up and stole my kill.
Okay. Well, we don't
when
really.
you talk about it that way, it doesn't make him more proud of you.
Yeah, I don't think we really
That's-
do stealing of kills here. We just
But
want to.
I'm just gonna put it
Stealing
out
of
there.
kills.
Y'all saved a kid. You got a hag. I saved Dad, so I win.
That's true, Trip. Thank you very much. I really needed that. I actually feel pretty great now, which is good. Listen, we all did a lot of important things. Everybody here, even Seth, did important things. I'm
Even
sure.
Seth.
Did you hear how many times I yelled reaction?
You yelled reaction a lot of times. I'm not exactly sure what that has to do with anything because you didn't really do anything to react.
Don't worry
It's
about
a
it.
spell component. I'm pretty sure.
I'm still learning about these things, these spell
Reaction.
things. I'm very
Just
Very proud of
that is
all of
my
my babies.
spell component. My verbal component for the spell is I shout
Reaction.
I shout reaction.
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 Lights, camera, reaction. Okay.
Anyway,
here
I'm
you
proud of all
are,
of you.
Oh, beautiful! This is a
On
great
the
place to set up camp.
twisted,
Oh,
dark, misty
beautiful.
night road where the woods are. Great place to camp. Yeah. So, what do you guys want to do in regards to camping?
Try. Set up a camp.
Do it well.
Yeah.
Is there any game plan, or are y'all just gonna just jump in the bushes and crash?
The kids know the routine, so who gets the sticks, who gets some kindling. We're gonna make a little shelter here, and everybody knows their jobs, right? The camp
gonna-
jobs.
I'm gonna
I
pick up the
Pull out
stick
the
right
list of
here.
chores, the chore list. It rotates every night.
Thank you, Gemma. Okay, who's on deck?
Uh-huh.
I'm picking up the stick by the side of the woods and looking at the woods like these are probably violent, and I'm just gonna chuck the stick into the woods to see if anything freaks out
Okay. Just
because I'm terrified of this place.
to the trees. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of broken wood, broken sticks and stuff in here.
All right, then I'm just gonna start
According to
picking up
my
wood.
list, Trip is on fire duty. Octavius is on dishes. Seth is on cooking.
I hate
and
dishes.
I am on,
It builds character.
Watch.
Okay, and who's gonna dig the little hole for us?
That's you.
I thought that was whiskey.
Really, it's my turn. I thought I just.
No,
It's
just
sworn
had
I-
whiskey do it. I taught
Okay,
him. Last
whiskey
time you
can-
had me do it, I told him. I taught him to do it.
Okay, well
Just
that's not really how it
tell
works,
him
Trip.
that-
We gotta.
Just tell him to dig. He does it. It's great.
Okay.
Everybody needs responsibility, and whiskey can't do your job, Trip.
Yeah, okay. I'm picking the firewood. I'm the only one. I'm just like tripping over shit, living up to my namesake.
Okay.
Don't use
Oh,
that
shit.
word.
Irina, by default, then, is going to be on kid duty.
Great.
Oh, right.
I got enough of them to watch.
So she will usher the children off the main road and find a little spot to kind of like camp them down.
Yeah, I think we'll all join and kind of make a little nook for ourselves here.
I'm gonna come up to you with so much dead wood because this entire place is so flammable.
Burn it down. Okay. Yep. All right, so you guys all kind of just get off the main road, move a little bit into the trees just so you're not clearly visible, and make a camp. Are you lighting a fire or no? Again,
I think so.
it's pretty cold at night.
Yeah.
In Valaki, in Barovia.
The bigger fires in the tower, so I don't think would be noticed too bad.
Hey, there's a pretty... If there was anything that was interested in going and checking out a fire, there is definitely a much more viable option, for sure. Okay. Watch order. Who's keeping watch tonight? Nobody. Great. Excellent.
I think Gemma has first watch, if that's acceptable.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I sleep.
I need to sleep as well.
You don't. Yeah, you guys don't. Oh, you don't want me on watch. My perception is not good.
My perception's really good, but I have no spell slots and I'm tired.
Okay. So...
Whiskey. How about whiskey?
Whiskey's my
watch?
Whiskey needs to sleep too.
No.
He's
It's
also
me.
hurt.
It's me.
Whiskey is my blanket. I got whiskey. Just...
as long as you guys basically make it to
Yeah.
where everybody can get 8 hours, you haven't had a long rest for a while, so you're due to kind of recover.
Yeah, we'd figure that out.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, we'll do
basically,
a-
I'd tell Gemma I'd take the second watch.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Alrighty.
Well, the end.
The end. Yeah.
Everybody died at the end.
So something rather odd does happen. Who was doing the watches? Give them to me again.
Gemma.
There's
Me
Gemma
and then-
Trip.
Gemma and Trip. Okay. 1, 2, Gemma. 3, 4, Trip. Trip. Okay, Trip. You're kind of further back here into the woods or whatever. You will hear movement across the other side of the road in the trees.
I'd like to take a look and see.
Okie dokie. Do you just want to like bulldoze straight up and stick your head out through the woods, or is there a
I
game
figured
plan?
I figured I was just gonna like poke my head up through because like it's all pretty scraggly here, but there's this little shrub here. So I figured I'd poke my head up.
Okay,
behind
just
the
kind of peer out.
shrubs.
Okay, you can see a little bit further back through the tree line here. You see a few, like one of the bushes kind of go shh, 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 like several things are moving, and the bush is kind of moving in the way it's kind of moving left to right gives you the indication that whatever it is traveling. In that direction.
Okay.
It doesn't seem to be aware that you guys are there. Or if it is, it doesn't seem to care, or is deliberately avoiding you, considering that you have a small campfire.
I guess I'll just be keeping a very much more mindful watch then, given that there was a disturbance.
Okay. Alright. Well, that's about all that really happens. Nothing else kind of occurs much the rest of the evening. But you are mindfully aware that you were not the only things moving in and around the woods this late.
Yeah, I'll be telling Douglas about it so he can maybe
Okay.
find some tracks or something.
You wake up in the morning. The kids are all incredibly hungry.
Then we had to eat whiskey.
No.
Yeah, the 3 small children will ask for food. They're very hungry. And Jane rolls a 5 for her portent, or one of them, and a 4. Well, hey.
Generally want a
We'll
low and a high,
see.
but
A low and a high is always nice, but 2 lows doesn't always hurt. So, okay. Does anybody have any food to feed the barons?
we have some shitty tack rations, I think.
Yeah, I think whatever rations we have.
Here, eat this stick.
I'd love to give them these pies, but
Did you actually keep any of those pies, or did you all burn them?
No.
No.
You all threw them and burnt them up in the fire.
I
Okay.
remember
Here,
being
Just to be
somebody-
clear.
No. I don't suppose there's any sign of wildlife that I could possibly.
You could wander off and try to do some tracking and hunting in this place if you want.
Nah, I'm good.
I would be getting Douglas's attention when he came to in the morning. Just be like, there was something across the road that passed earlier in the night. I don't know if you could maybe figure out what it is.
Yeah, sure. Show me where.
I'm just gonna take him over to where I saw the majority of the movement.
Okay.
I'm assuming it's like over here-ish.
If you have tracking ability, you can attempt it.
I have tracking ability.
Keep going in just 1 second.
Okay. Check on mommy.
That be a survival?
You could use your
I think
survival.
That's how it works. The rangers. Yeah.
Or perception? I don't know which you'd want.
No, it
that,
would.
but-
If you're actually trying to find tracks and know what they are, it would be survival.
Okay.
Okay. You will find some boot prints. Couple of sets of boot prints. It looks like there were some. Whoever it was wearing boots. Traveled through here last night. Couple of different sets, so at least 2 that you can think of. Well, that you would think of.
They didn't stop by or anything. They just kind of went by, almost like they were avoiding us.
Okay, well, it is a road, so maybe there's other travelers just out here.
Isn't it ironic that there's a road and we
Don't
all
you think?
choose to stay off of it?
Everybody's more scared of everybody else than they are of what might be in the woods. I mean,
Let's just keep our eyes peeled if I see any more.
okay. All right. So you guys have next to nothing for breakfast, then, by the sounds of it.
Yep.
Soon as you have no pie, and at this point, you're kinda, like you say, eating just old, unpleasant tack rations.
I mean, if you boil it in the water, and it's just, it's like a whole meal.
All right. You get another good number of hours under your belt, traveling down the main road, and Irina will tell you that with a good brisk pace, you could make Vallaki by nightfall. However, let me just do this here. Oh, that's not the one I want. I want this one. That evening, you guys are going to come across a rather unpleasant sight on the road ahead. Let me find something appropriate here. Okay. As you kind of veer around a corner, up ahead of you on the road, you will see what appears to be a very unpleasant sight. I'm going to move you guys forward a little bit before I move you over here, so I've got room to bring all the tokens into play. Alright, let me move you on. Everybody here? Yeah, good. Ahead on the road, you can see what appears to be a very unpleasant makeup. First of all, there are several dead large wolves scattering the road. Over to the left-hand side of the road, there are 2 large wolves rending and pulling apart a fairly freshly killed and dead body. Past them, however, further down, you can see, slumped against a rock, bloodied with one of his arms kind of hanging limp, but clutching like a woodsman's axe, is a kind of like cloaked figure, like breathing very heavily and clearly seriously injured and wounded. There are at least 4 dead wolves here, but 2 of them are in the throes of ripping apart this poor man over here. I'm going to move you guys forward just enough so that chat can see you all on the map. Because I just realized I sized this slightly incorrectly. So let me do this. There we go. That's more like it. And fix this first of all. And then I can go ahead and repair my map. Okay. Yep, so that's what you guys can see. A bloody mess of wolves. These 2 wolves here are still tearing at this person who is clearly long dead. There are chunks ripped out of him as the wolves are like shaking their heads and kind of hungrily and greedily pulling lumps of flesh out of him and chowing down. And then there's the individual over here that's kind of slumped up against these rocks. And that is where we will leave it for tonight. Alrighty!
Woo!
Good finishing point. Well, congratulations for not getting yourselves killed.
Yeah, but... Here. Just get that measure. Ah, dagnabbit. Well, time for a beer. Glug, 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 glug. Oh, hello there. It's me, Christy, your D&D dad. I'm here to do all the things that a good D&D dad should do. Like mow the lawn, fix some shit, drink a beer, and of course, roll lots of 20s. And if you like all this, can you pan?
Oh, sorry, Dad. Sorry. Yeah, you look good. Yeah.
You should check me out on Instagram and Twitter at Christastics. And if you like D&D content, check out my podcast, New Crits on the Block. Anyway, I love you, my children.
If you're seeing this, that means that I'm back to playing Mondays on How Reroll. My handle is Satchmo on all platforms, and if you follow me, then maybe I can...
We've been trying to reach you concerning your car's extended warranty.
Nothing! Hi, is this my local zoologist? Yes, I'll hold. Hi, local zoologist. Yes, my name is Jane Ivana, and I'm looking for a snake that has a stinger. Yes. I'll hold. You don't have any? Alright, well, if you could look into it, you can contact me on Twitter at Jane on Twitch, that's with a 0. Anytime. Yeah, or you could catch me on my Twitch streams. I stream like once a week on twitch.tv/JNirvana. Alright, I'll hold. Okay, thank you. Goodbye, local zoologist.
Hey everyone, it's the Snuggler. This year, Jane asked us to go quick on our outros, so I promise I'll go as fast as possible. You're just gonna put all my information on text on the screen, aren't you? Son of a...
Hey, twitch.tv/Shagget here, and I'm trapped in Barovia. I'm hiding in a dingy basement with some art, the art dingy basement, nothing like what you usually see on my webcam when I do streams on How We Roll. And I'm not hiding from Strahd. Believe it or not, he's a pushy Dracula knockoff. He doesn't scare me. I'm not afraid of him. I'm actually hiding from Gorbad, my dungeon master. He's out to kill me. I think finally surviving in 10 campaigns in Arconis throughout his stories he's snapped because of it. And because of that, he's out to really kill me this time. Contact me at @neb_convos on Twitter, please. Your support will help keep me alive, keep me on the run, keep my hope alive. I really need to see what happens to Radovan, Emlyn, and Alekma, and all my other characters that I've played. I really need to see what happens to them. I'm very curious. Oh shit, I messed up. I really messed up. I think he heard me. He's coming. See ya!
Hi there, I'm Gorbad, and thank you for watching How We Roll. If you'd like to keep up with us when we're not live on Twitch, you can check out our other forms of social media. Follow us on Twitter, @HowWeRoll. You can also follow our Facebook page. You can find the website at www.howweroll.com, and you can also find us on YouTube at, you've guessed it, How We Roll, for an absolute ton of additional content. Also, you can follow the dmblog.com for some DM tips, world building guides, and all things D&D related. Cheers, guys. That was a long walk. Okay, they said Shagget was somewhere here, and the door to where he's hiding was a blue door. So we gotta find a blue door, blue door, blue door, blue door. You're mine now, Shagget.